my city, Dallas, this gon' be that Lucas show. Now I'm blowing up like the whole squad to let bazookas go. In this world, it ain't about what you know, it's about who you know. Flying out to handle business, catch me out in Maryland. If you ever pick me up when I was down, you bro for life.
COVID, so really I should have had, bro, like 16 fights
right now.
Yeah, but because of COVID and other shit, you know, which it happens, you know what I'm saying? But then
so
you
your
know,
goal is that one fight by the end of this, by summer, or
obviously by the end of the year I'll for sure have one. That's what I'm hoping for.
Exciting.
So I can't wait to get back in that motherfucker, bro. It's fucking just a long time coming.
Do you feel like, because when it's such a long time, bro, does it feel like you're off a little?
If you don't spar often, yeah, like your rhythm will be off. But like my cousin, he's trying to go pro. So like in the meantime, I'm just trying to get my rhythm back with him. And he's heavier, so like just it's a bigger body. But like my IQ is there, so like I still get the best of my cousin, but he knows he's there. Like he knows that it's gonna happen, but he's like, man, I'm at the end of the day, I'm learning. Working, yeah. And then he's like, man, you move so quick, you read shit, even though you're like not in your rhythm. Like your off is these other pros like best, you know. Yeah. So it's still, I'm like, yeah, but I just want to get back into the sharpness. So yeah, you definitely feel like the rhythm's off. You get caught with shots, you're like, damn, I shouldn't got caught with that. Or your reactions aren't there.
How do you decide who is your sparring partner, especially when you finally like decide to fight? You already have
whenever I'm in camp, my manager, like, cause when we're in DC, like he knows people like with the same type of frames, certain type of like styles
of the fighter, your
movement. Yeah. To go against. So when I fought the Sonny Duverson at the Star, like bro, like one guy, it was more just because he was right-handed, and certain things that would work on him would work with him, so I would have to apply, even though he wasn't as nowhere near as long, nowhere near as like lanky, but what would work on him would work with him, so I kept using it. And then this other guy, two guys I was sparring were like 6'5" and long as fuck. One of them was like 6'6", Lantis Fox, and this other dude, I forgot his name. But they were like long motherfuckers, bro. Both right-handed. So like I just had to box. So when it came time to fucking this dude, like to fucking fighting this guy, bro. Like bro, like I was just boxing the fuck out of him. Just fought pretty. So like everything we did in camp, we got the sparring partners for that. So when it came down to it, it was like, I've done this shit.
You were planning for that knockout?
Well, which one? Oh no, this was the one before that fight.
Oh, the one before
that? Neal, yeah. It's all like dude, Sonny. But that one was like, that guy, we had just different sparrings. Cause like I was shooting for another guy who actually knocked out a prospect for Golden Boy. Damn, I forgot his name. Some dude from Cali. And like we're gonna go for him, but he didn't take the fight. And so we're like, fuck, we're gonna go with Puerto Rican dude. And I was gonna go for a southpaw. I was like, man, I can fight. I know he's southpaw. I think they were both. I don't remember honestly. Yeah, actually they were both southpaw. The other guy was switched. The Puerto Rican was switched. So then like but we did work that shit in the back though. Like in the locker room, just boom, duck under, body.
It's harder for. Do you honestly think it's harder when you start in the grind and boxing, especially like when you're fighting maybe other fighters that are not as known, to like kind of study them and shit?
Not really, because you're gonna get your film for the most part.
Oh, okay.
You know, you'll still get your film. It can be like on Daily Motion, YouTube, stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes like I didn't get that much film on this guy. I saw one where I think it's called like Ring City or Ring USA or something like Ring City or something like that. And there's a lot of cards that I believe they're just in Puerto Rico or like in that area. And he fought some guy who was a tough Hispanic dude. I think he dropped the Hispanic dude. One of them dropped each other. So I'm like, okay, this guy's like kind of a little aggressive, but he fades. So I knew like if you want to put the pressure that she was trying to, like. I knew what to do off of film. But for me personally, I don't watch film like too long. I just do what I do, and my coaches already know the game plan. Like, because then you get caught up in like you start to overthink it.
Overanalyze it, yeah.
Yeah, overanalyze like, oh, well, but I know what's a habit and what's not. Like, I know, okay, this is a habit a difference between what's a habit or what he's doing specifically for that guy. Or he's just doing that because of this fight.
Yeah, because that's what I was that's what I was thinking, because I was like, or like, let's say like football, like a lot of like Tom Brady, you know, what made him great was studying a lot of film and shit. But I mean, to be honest, it's different because boxing is all about reaction too. Yeah. So at the same time, you can't overthink some shit.
It's a chess match.
It's a chess match, but overanalyzing, like you said, that's what I was like. Some people might be able to get like to overthink stuff, and then it might fuck them up mentally.
Yeah. And like the thing is too, like once you're in the league, like you got constant film on like X amount of games, and he's still in the league. You're constantly playing against these guys, so of course you don't get rematch after rematch with the same guy. You know what I'm saying? So you get this one chance, you know, whatever. Who comes up with the best game plan, and whoever you know what I'm saying, whoever executes it the best. But the boxing is just different because, like, you know, I tell people that's why, and I'm not even being biased. Like, boxing, combat sports, but boxing is the hardest sport. Like, combat sports in general, but boxing to me is the hardest one, just because, like, again, like certain type of weigh-ins, the rounds, like, because you saw how McGregor, they do 5-minute rounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but longer rounds, but like,
Yeah.
you got 3-minute rounds, and he got faded. Like, you saw how fast he was faded out quick.
Yeah.
But it's just the quicker twitches. That's what wears you out because your muscles are like constantly like, you have to constantly think. You can't, you know.
And that's why I always say, because I'm a fan of both UFC and boxing, mixed martial arts. But I feel like for sure boxing is a lot more technical than UFC because, and also like you said, a lot of UFC fighters, like they may do the boxing while in the fight and stuff, but as soon as they start getting gassed, you know, either they'll automatically start going to the ground because they have that that I guess that escape, even though it's not much of escape because you're still
because it's still like
working,
a tactic and you're still
but
working.
you can still have a tactic where you're like just chilling there and then like catching your breath slowly but surely. But then in boxing is like you can't catch your breath, bro. It's straight up. Like, you gotta keep going again next round.
You get hit, you get hurt. Like, ain't no going to the ground and trying to hold. If you get hurt, like, oh, I knocked my air out, I'm gonna try to hold them.
Oh yeah, that even the knockouts too, where they're like they can hold and then sometimes whoever they're fighting might not be like a good ground guy, so it's like the guy's gonna wait for him to like all right, come back up.
Or shit, that or like shit when they get knocked down, they can still kick them on the ground.
Like shit like that.
You have X amount of time to get up, and then you only have 8 seconds to stand up.
Go
10 seconds to stand
back
up. But
into it.
like most of the time they see you don't get up by 8, they'll usually try to call it.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I ever asked you. Have you ever been knocked out?
Nah.
No, never.
Damn.
Not even in practice.
No.
Not even training. Shit.
He doesn't know the feeling.
Yeah,
feeling.
right.
Damn,
Ain't trying to either, bro.
Do you think so mentally you're prepared for it?
Huh?
If it ever happens, you know, you never know.
Nah, I mean, I just know, like, for sure, like, I told myself if it were to ever happen, like, just always be smart. Because there's some people that what they do is they pop up quick. Like, the guy I dropped, first time he got up super fast. He was, like, still, like, just take your time. Like, boom, like, fuck. I think the first thing I would think would be, like, fuck, man. And I would just be like,
but it could
bro,
happen, bro, where you never get hurt like that in your life. I mean, look at Canelo, bro. That motherfucker's never been knocked out in his life. And there's been times where, like, you're like, oh, fuck, he's about to, but he...
I mean, there's been a couple of times in the fight where I've been, like, shook in days. Like, one of them was my fault. I like, did, like, a head roll, but he, like, swung it pretty wide on that one. When I turned, he hit me behind the head, like, right back here.
Oh,
which
shit.
is, like, the equilibrium completely, you know. And that dude could fucking punch. He was a strong, solid puncher. It was my 5th fight, and boom, hit the back of my head. I was like, "Fuck!" Like,
isn't that how that fighter that like it's all like paralyzed now?
Yeah,
that's
I mean, shots to the head, especially like the neck. That's your nerve system.
And it was just like cause I turned and I was like, "Fuck!" But it's cause he was constantly getting like hit behind the head. This guy kept trying to honestly low key kept hitting behind the head because he did it one time. The bell rang, but he hit more like my shoulder blade, kind of boom behind me after the bell. The ref didn't say shit, but like I did that head turn and it shook my shit. But at the same time, I was like, damn, like I couldn't really see. But the first thing I thought I was like, man, not in front of my family, not in front of my fans. Fuck this. There's no way I'm going out.
Fuck.
So I just had to just think. Like I couldn't really see and I couldn't hear, but I kept moving. And they knew that my leg gave a little bit, but it was like a behind the head shot. But that's an illegal shot that I made legal because I turned my head. So if I do this, boom, like I'm shook, but it's my fault.
He was already.
Have you ever fought like dirty fighters that do
shit? Yeah, like you know, I sparred. Not one guy was dirty. Yeah. One in Ukraine, in amateurs, one pro, and then Jose Benavidez, the one that was in the Creed movie. You know what I'm talking about, the Hispanic dude?
Yeah.
So David Benavidez's brother.
Is that the one that's all tatted?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
So he's in the Creed movie.
I didn't know that was.
So like, I'll tell you this story. So I went to go spar. I was getting ready. I was in amateurs, and that year I was like ranked I was the number 1 in the nation amateurs. So like I was getting ready for the Golden Gloves. I just won the state Golden Gloves. So I was gonna go to nationals. No, I was gonna go to nationals. So my homeboy he was murdered like in the USA team. I was real close with his sister Sulem Urbina. She's a pro, and like so his older sister, and her husband is actually her coach, and he coached Alexis, my boy who passed away. So I went over there to go train to get ready for
Didn't we meet her?
nationals.
Is that the one that we met in Fort Worth, or that is a different one? And she was a fighter too. You mentioned she was a fighter.
Where?
In Fort Worth. When we were in Fort Worth.
At the fights?
No.
at the
After
show?
your concert, yeah.
Oh no.
That's a different fighter.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. But so I went over there to spar. Well, they're like Jose Benavidez wants to spar, and like I was young. I was like 18, and I was like, man, like this is gonna be some good sparring. I was a little like kind of a little nervous, but more because I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a challenge, you know. So they were planning on 6 rounds, and so we're doing our thing, and I was like, okay, let's do sharp. He has good pop, but like I know I can. Like I was more speed at that time, and because the amateurs at that point it was more about speed.
Yeah.
So I was popping the shit at him, doing my thing. It was good sparring, but then like I started like he sits on the ropes a lot, and I started laying it on him, started catching with shots, and he low blowed me once. I was like, man, I was like, damn. He's like, hey man, it's my bad. He low blowed me again. I was like, fuck, man. Third time, boom, hit me. I was like, man, what the fuck, bro? Like you need to chill the fuck out. He's like, man, like, I ain't hitting you low. I was like, what the fuck, bro? So then I went to the corner, and Andy was like, man, bro, don't hit him. Just do what he's doing back to you. I was like, man, I ain't got to. He just get mad because I'm whooping his ass. I can, fuck it, hit me in my balls. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna just keep it going. And then boom, hit me a 4th time, bro. I was like, man, what the fuck's your fucking problem, bro? Like what the fuck? And his dad was like in the corners and shit like that. And he was like, man, oh, like that wasn't lost, man. You can fucking get in here and get some of this work too, bro. Like I can take both of y'all. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know his brother at the time, David. I didn't know. They had told me about him, but I didn't really know of him.
Yeah.
And then so David got like, I think he got pissed that like I was putting hands on him, and then I got into it and I talked shit to his dad like that. And he was like, man, I want to spar him too. And then I was like, Andy was like, man, we're going to go to Vegas tomorrow. We're already going to Vegas. We're going to go spar at the Top Rank gym. So then we didn't get to spar. The following year, I wouldn't go back, but I fucked up on my flights or some shit. So I only was there for 3 days. And he was like, hey, well, who wants to spar you? Like, I was like, yeah, fuck it, bring him. So then David Benavidez showed up to spar me. And bro, no bullshit, bro. I was probably like, I was used to fight at 65, but I used to be at the weigh-ins eating. I was like 160, 161, fighting at 165. This bro easily was probably 35 like pounds heavier than me when he pulled up.
Big.
I mean, he struggles to make weight now.
Huh?
I mean, he struggles to make weight now.
Yeah, bro. He was big, bro. He had like man titties when he took his shirt off. Like no bullshit. Like he was fat. He was fat at the time.
You can tell he has that type of body.
He had that blood on him, bro.
He used to be fat whenever he was like
yeah,
young.
he was when he was young.
Yeah.
But he took his shirt off like, God damn, this nigga's got like titties and like, bro, what the fuck? This is gonna be big as shit. He lying about his weight. He said he was like only X amount of weight. This motherfucker's lying. So we sparred and he dazed me like 3 or 4 times. Like he didn't like my legs and nothing like that. He just boom, got me a good like flash. I was like, oh shit. But I was catching with good shots. It was good sparring, but they weren't doing nothing to him, bro. Like I was catching with good shots, boom, popping his head, but it was a good sparring.
Damn. Do you think you've increased your power?
Oh hell yeah, way
drastically.
Because I was only 18 at the time. I was young, but like our focus in the amateurs was speed, like that. Because that Olympic style barely was transitioning to like pro scoring rounds. It used to be just boom, boom, boom. Like it was more speed, and like my power is completely different. And then like precision, knowing the placement at the time. Amateurs like you don't really understand the pro setups, like what to set up for pro. Like the whole time you're setting shit up, and amateurs you're just throwing a lot. So.
But as a casual, so how do you increase?
It's a dope ass story.
Yeah. No, for sure, bro. How do you increase your strength? Especially because don't you have to watch with hitting the weight room?
I mean, people have that like that myth and stuff and that theory of like, oh, you got like, you can still lift heavy. You can still lift heavy and stuff like that. Like that's not gonna like slow you down, but obviously like you can still lift heavy, but it's also the way you lift and got it. Because fighters are always so constantly like working on like explosiveness and fluidity. It shouldn't slow you down. Now, if you're like lifting heavy and then you go train later that day or the next day, you're gonna feel slower, right? Yeah. But like we've done in camp where we like far out, we lift heavy, build that muscle, and then we like taper off and start to trim as we go. And then but we work more for power. It's more like explosiveness. So good moderate weight and just boom, like slow down and explode up, slow down, explode up, explosive movements, because that's how you get like the power, the turning and stuff like that. But yeah.
No, because that's the only reason I was asking is because I remember like used to watching Canelo train and shit, and not until recently they started posting a lot of videos. But I mean, they always posted videos of him working out, but most recently he was always doing a lot of weight work and shit, a lot of explosive works, with some new guy. It was
like a new strength coach or something.
Yeah, the strength coach that he had.
That's crazy. I've never, now I think about it, at least I don't remember at all. Like I've never seen videos of him doing strength. I've always seen him like on the bag.
This was only recently.
Real.
This was only recently when he was gonna fight Bivol. So I was like, I wonder.
Oh, that's right, because he had to like bulk up. I probably did see some one or two.
He had to bulk up, so I was like, maybe that's. I mean, I don't know how much it would affect him,
I mean, world. A lot of people try to like kind of. I don't want to say excuse, but they're kind of like trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt for certain things. But like when Bivol beat him, people are like, oh my God, Canelo lost. Like, well, fuck, he's supposed to lose. Like, Bivol's supposed to beat him because he went up, what, 2 weight classes?
Yeah,
2 weight classes.
Yeah.
He went up 2 weight classes to fight him. Bivol's naturally the bigger guy. Like, Canelo's known for his power, but when you go up 2 weight classes, like, when he went up 2 weight classes and he fought Williams, I forgot. I think it was like Rock Williams or something like that.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
At
Russian
Madison
dude.
Square,
I mean,
Madison Square
Ukrainian.
Garden. Yeah, he fought Madison Square Garden and he stopped him. He just kept shooting for his arms. Boom, 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 boom.
Or you talking about but that was
Rocky Fielding or something like that. I think that was his name. But he got in the same weight class. He was aiming for his arms, wore his arms down. But this guy was like a soft. He was like a
He's
soft
just naturally
frame.
bigger.
You know, he was bigger, but he's soft frame. He didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like solid strength and quickness, and the IQ was not there, and he was fearful too. He was like afraid of Canelo. He respected him way too much. But
Sergey Kovalev. That was the one he went to, but then also he fought.
I think
he was the number 1 ranked and for the.
It's Liam Smith's brother.
Liam Smith brother.
Yeah.
I forgot his name too. Callum Smith.
Callum Smith, yeah.
Callum
so
Smith.
he was aiming just for his arms, broke his
Yeah,
arms
where he
down.
got his
That's
arms
the-
swollen.
yeah.
He was trying to do the same thing with Bivol, but Bivol kind of was
Yeah,
catching
that's
the
what
whole
I'm saying.
time.
So that's the point. Like his frame is just not the same. Like softer guy, softer frame, broke his arms down, stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna work that way. So that was his game plan. And then also he wasn't aware of like Bivol is real quick on his toes, in and out. A lot of Russian fighters or European fighters, they're very bouncy on their toes, in and out, straight punches. They're awkward.
Yeah.
Like so he kept moving. Like he felt like he was comfortable in range, and when he would move, Bivol would throw 2 more, 3 more, and he'd catch him with those shots. But because he was so comfortable moving in range with other people that are slower, not as smart, not as fast, and don't throw as much, so and he's like, and not as long, you know, all that shit combined. So he's like moving, I'm straight, and then pop, 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 he get caught with 2 or 3. He was still making him miss a lot though. Like if you look at the footage and shit, like he was making him miss a lot still. But
I remember him
he's
being in the ropes, and then he just like swinging and missing. But he was, as soon as he would catch him with 1 or 2, it would slow him down. I was like,
yeah, he would get frustrated.
Yeah, he would get. Yeah, I could tell he was getting frustrated.
And he's like, damn. But he couldn't do shit because you can make him miss, but then he couldn't come back because Bivol's so long. After he was done throwing, he'd take that little step back off his toes. Canelo can't do shit. He's too short.
Do you think with no game plan he would be able to beat him?
Whoa.
Canelo.
What
Like
about-
with a new game plan, you think he'll be able to beat him, or is
Beat
just
Bivol?
like, yeah,
No, I don't think so.
like with no game?
No,
But
'cause
like-
I mean,
like-
Bivol's gonna make his adjustments too.
Yeah.
So like Bivol ain't just a guy that's just gonna like, oh, I'm gonna use the same shit. Like he's gonna make his adjustments. They're gonna do what they did last time, but at this point, it was more about his tools already, and so Canelo can bring different to the table, but it ain't gonna work.
Bro, I remember telling people, because I mean, I'm not like an expert in boxing, but I remember when people asking me, is like, oh, like it's another easy win, you know, because it's some Russian dude that nobody knew. You know, but obviously Cassius didn't know him. But when I would see him fight, I was like, nah, bro, this dude's gonna be a problem for Canelo.
Yeah.
Especially with his strength. I was like, there's a difference. That's why there's weight classes in fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah, that weight makes a difference.
So you saw how when he was hitting his arms, like it wasn't doing anything. He didn't do shit. Like he was wasting punches trying to break his arms down because it wasn't working. He did say, yeah, my arms feel low, but like he was expecting him to have his arm like fucking balled up like he had.
Like Callum Smith. Yeah.
Callum Smith. Yeah.
No, but honestly, and you saw how good Bivol was when he went against Zurdo Ramirez too. It's like now it's put into perspective of how good he is as a boxer. Bro.
Yeah, like Zurdo has a pretty style. I like his style. Like I'm a fan of how he would fight and stuff, but he drops his hand. He gets hit too much.
Yeah.
Zurdo
Would
gets
you ever
hit
come
too
out
much.
with a hat, a
sombrero?
cowboy hat, a sombrero?
Not a cowboy hat. I've come out with sombreros before in the beginning.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, with
sombrero?
sombreros and stuff, but not like hell no. I can never wear. I can
Like
never
a
wear
Texan ass hat?
That ain't my look, bro.
But I was thinking about, I was like, damn, I no kid that I'm growing out a mullet. I kind of want one, bro.
For real?
But I don't know. I feel like
Okay.
I would look like I would feel weird, like, because I'm not used to, like, I wear this type of hat, but like wearing an actual cowboy hat, I feel like
different, bro.
like
It's
yeah,
just a
like you
different
feel
look,
like you're
bro.
wearing it, like people are looking at you.
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm like,
because you're
man,
not used to it or something.
If you
or,
don't
like,
feel good in it, it ain't for you. Like shit.
It'll
fuck
show.
that. Yeah. Like
Nah,
there's
but
certain
fuck it, I
hats
can
that I
rock it
wear.
now.
And certain things, I'm like, nah, I ain't feeling this shit.
But I think
can
that
never
was
wear a
maybe
cowboy
the
hat,
old me, because now the new me, I don't really go fuck what anybody thinks. So it's
There we
like,
go.
so it's
That's
like
what
I'll
you
wear
need.
it. That's why I said I'll still buy it, but I don't know, bro. I feel like it would still like I'll feel weird with it in the
Nah, I feel
beginning.
you. I feel you.
If I had to wear one, it'd have to be a black one, a black cowboy hat.
Black
Yeah,
It would
cowboy
have
hat?
to be black. I can't do that white, none of that beige tan shit. It's gotta be black.
But bro, let's talk about first one of the fights that's coming up that a lot of people were talking about it. Ryan Garcia and Tank What's your take on it?
Finally, right? Finally.
Finally, bro. After years, bro.
Okay, so my take on it is, I don't know, bro. It speaks for itself, to be honest. Like, Tank is doing what Mayweather would do. These rehydration clauses and stuff like that. Like, oh, like he can't rehydrate past X amount of weight. Drain them. They don't fill up how they should and rehydrate how
They're
they
fighting
should.
136, right?
Yeah, and then he's like not letting them get past, I forgot how much, like 10 pounds, like a 10-pound rehydration clause. So it's like, damn, he's gonna feel weak. You know, shit. I rehydrate like after my fight. I rehydrate like 17, 18 pounds.
Damn.
You know? So it's like, yeah, shit. Something actually, yeah, about the same.
So what happens if he would rehydrates past that?
I mean, he can get he'll get fined or like a title or some, you know. So, but he doesn't have
There's
a title.
clause in the contract.
Yeah,
Clause in the
something.
contract?
Yeah,
Okay,
it could
good.
fuck shit up. So I don't know exactly what, because every
Yeah.
contract is different. But so there's that. I'm like, all right, bro. Like that shows a little bit of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Tank is.
it is a catch weight, but still, you know what I'm saying, that they're doing. So there's that. Second, when it comes to the winner, is gonna be Tank. Ryan's gonna give him problems at first. I think it's gonna look like, damn, Ryan might take this because he's controlling rounds, but at the same time, I don't want to say that with too much confidence, because like Ryan doesn't really have a chin. And he's a tough fighter. He can bounce back. When he got dropped by Luke Campbell,
Yeah.
he got fucking dropped nasty. But Luke Campbell don't hit nowhere near as what Tank is.
Tank, yeah.
Nowhere near, bro. So I think Ryan's gonna give him problems at first, because Tank is a slow starter. He collects data. He just waits. He sets things up. Ryan's fast. He has power. The only thing that you could possibly see, which I don't think is gonna happen, is Ryan catching him with the shot and shaking him early, because he's taking his time. He's taking too much time. He's being too patient.
Yeah.
But I don't see him like.
Do you think if it goes the distance, then Ryan could win it, or not?
If he's able to go a distance and keep him away how he's supposed to, Ryan could win the scorecards, but they wouldn't give it to Ryan. I think that, because you got to think about it. They're running the show on Tank's side.
Yeah.
So politics is gonna be running on his side.
Yeah.
But I think Tank is gonna collect the data, find the opening, because Ryan has way more flaws. And just what Tank said in the press conference, like, you don't have the IQ. He doesn't have the IQ that Tank has. He's never been in the fighter with the fighters that Tank has been against, like Pedraza. He's never been in there with Gamboa, Pitbull, Barrio, Santa Cruz. Like, there's no names.
No comparison, yeah.
No names close to that on Ryan's side.
Yeah.
The only person you could even who's somewhere up there would be Luke Campbell. And
Yeah, Luke Campbell.
even then, like,
Not the best fighter
ain't
to
got
compare.
shit on it. You know what I'm saying? If there is a name I'm missing,
Nah,
but
he's
still,
it's only
that
one.
would
I
be
remember.
one. But Ryan's gonna get knocked out.
Even though it was built up so much, do you feel like it's too early for Ryan to even take this? Or
The reason why it's too early, it's not too early now, because that's where they fuck up. You got to be careful on how you hype motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
And I say that don't be hyping these motherfuckers up because of social media. You know what I'm saying? Don't hype them up because of social media. Like, that's why this fight's so big, because Tank is popular on social media. So is
Ryan.
But Tank actually has big fights and finishes motherfuckers for real. You know? So they built him up because of his hype, his you know what I'm saying, his following. But it's too soon as to resume wise. Like, nowhere near. You know what I'm saying? Shit, to fight some of those guys that Tank beat, but I think they didn't want to risk that, because if it don't look good, I'm like, oh, why should I fight you?
Yeah.
But at the same time, that could have been like, I don't know, they could have, oh man, we'll fucking fight you. But at the same time, it could have like backfired on them, overlooking Ryan or whatever. But it's gonna be a tough fight at first.
Who do you think is more difficult for like a taller fighter fighting a shorter fighter, or a shorter fighter fighting?
I think a shorter fighter fighting a lot longer.
It's more.
It
difficult
is
for the-
more work for the. It's a lot more work for the taller fighter, because you got to keep them away. And it's not. And most of these shorter fighters, a little bit more leverage, more speed. They're coming down from lower angles, so their shots it's hard to see, because they're coming down from lower, so you can't see everything. That's why, like, whenever you're a taller fighter, you want to like set your base lower, like almost get to their level, so now you see everything right here, instead of like shots coming from under and over the top. That's how he got caught, them like dipping shots, like dipping under. Canelo, when he like knocked out Amir Khan, dipped under, boom, over the top. That's how Luke Campbell set up that shot on Ryan. Dipped under over the top.
Got him.
So like Tank is gonna set up the same thing. Cause Tank's left-handed.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
he's gonna
bro.
fucking catch the shit
Honestly,
out
I
of
was gonna tell you, I was like, I honestly think Brian B also too distracted with social media
him.
too.
Who, Ryan?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them are, bro. To be honest, but that's
Didn't
a-
Canelo
He's
say
definitely
that
a lot more of
Yeah.
a social media guy. 100%. Like if you seen Tank get on these interviews with people, was it the Barstools guy? You know what's the dude with the long hair and the mustache, thick mustache?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can tell like Tank he's doing it because I know he gets paid. He gets
It's
whatever
press.
his shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for him it's like whatever, but he like just doesn't like. He's like, man, I'm just doing it just because it I guess I'm supposed to do it.
Have you ever thought of like going that route or like calling people out and starting so you can build the brand? Like not build the brand as in like what you're not doing right now, but I'm saying like to build like I would say like a personality to social media.
Like kind of like be extra how they're kind of being a little or how some people are being.
Yeah.
Nah, I just can't because that's just not who I am. I like staying true to who I am. Like now if
Doesn't it affect sometimes though? Like fighters like cause like when you think about it now, Francis Ngannou, like the heavyweight champion. I don't know if you know who that is. The big dude,
yeah.
How the Dana White didn't pay so much money or didn't accept the contract he wanted, the big ass contract he wanted,
Yeah.
for the same reason that he wasn't bringing a lot of views to the table. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't you think for certain like, yeah, it is boxing, but it is also
It's
a
a
show.
business,
It's
though.
a business.
Yeah.
It's a show.
I mean,
so
you can still have some people that are they were just beasts. Like Pacquiao, he was like the most humble.
Yeah.
that is
You
true.
know, he just had the humility. Like he was just a good
Hey,
guy.
but even Pacquiao will get into the singing.
But it's just funny. But Pacquiao was just like a funny. But he was entertaining.
Yeah,
so I
he
feel like
was-
if you're entertaining,
Okay.
like don't get me wrong, I feel like if there was ever that moment where I just had to talk shit, I'll talk my shit. And like, and it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna go bad for the guy who decides to do it because I'm gonna just talk my shit, you know. But like, yeah, I'm like, man, like I usually don't really even get caught up with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I don't know. What
Have
you're
there been
trying
guys
to
that
do.
you fought that try to like?
Nah, like the
Get in your head?
closest ever was like the Sonny Duverson, and it was only because I like laughed. I mean, not even like it was because we were in the face off, and I know he missed weight by like a pound or something like that, pound and 2
Yeah.
ounces, something like that, and like I just looked at his eyes and I was like, damn, this motherfucker look tired as fuck, and I just like, and I just kind of smirked, and then like he kind of laughed too. But it was just kind of funny. But like when we're in the ring, like I think I was throwing jabs, but they're more like touch jabs. And he tried to like smirk and laugh, like he thought I was scared. I'm like, no, dumbass. I'm just trying to keep you away for a second and
Yeah.
see how reading. It was the first round, and then afterwards, then he was like respecting me and shit. Like he knew what it was after that. But that was that's nothing. Like the shit. To be honest, the closest I've gotten to get into someone was people my brothers fought. Like, cause
Yeah,
I'm just
bro.
real protective of my brother. Like, you look at him sideways, it's like it's over.
No, that's true, bro. Cause sometimes I think I'm the same way. If like somebody does something to me, I can brush it off easily.
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
somebody does something that I really fuck with, it's like
Yeah.
damn, that's where like
Nah, I black out. Like I see
Yeah.
red and I'm like, nah, bro, it's just a wrap.
it's
Like,
crazy how you react like that, right?
Yeah.
When it's something like you, I feel like it's more controllable
Yeah.
than when somebody's doing it to
Yeah,
somebody
because
else.
sometimes like like man, like that they won't like man just because that's just not who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen
Yeah.
that done to people who are just like, that's not even. Sometimes there's motherfuckers that is who they are. But like man, like fuck that shit. Like that shit pisses me off. So, you know.
Yeah, nah, I get what you mean, bro. But we're talking about also Vergil behind the scenes, bro. I know you said that. Well, you've told me that I think your brother was like one of the hardest
Yeah, my
people
brother.
that hit you, but also Vergil too.
Yeah,
right?
Vergil. Yeah, Vergil's. He's got pop. He's explosive.
One
Like
thing of his comeback now, he's coming back finally.
Shut up,
A
bro.
lot of
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
people.
nah, like he yeah. Shout out to Vergil.
Are you gonna go to the
Vergil.
fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go. I mean, they're possibly thinking about getting me like on the commentating, but I don't think it's gonna happen this time around. There's been a lot of changes in the Golden Boy like media, I think, or just the team and stuff. So, yeah, no, Vergil has probably one of the quickest like twitches I've seen in front of me. I've sparred a lot of like either I think at the time Jarrett Hurt was a world champion when I sparred him, I think, and Lamont Peterson, like top fighters. Like I said, I used to spar Jose Benavidez. I sparred Jose Benavidez once, so spar big names, big pros that were like had way more fights than me at the time, and just I've sparred people all over. And Vergil has by far like the quickest twitches, like the quickest feints, quick little, that makes you react, and it's like explosive power. He'll come with numbers, and the quickest little move, and he's already on the side of you, and he's throwing like 5 more hard shots, not touch setup shots. Like when he puts that gear in, bro, you're gonna feel the punches.
Speed and
You
strength.
But like I love sparring Vergil. Like I remember I kept telling his dad like, can we spar again? Can we spar again? Because it was fun. Like I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good work. He made me better. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I was helping him get better with southpaws too, like movement, speed, length.
Do you think it should be easy to fight next?
Yeah. Like I think this next fight he'll handle his business for sure. Like he's Vergil is on another level right now. So people make these comparisons of him and Boots, like Ennis. Like Vergil, people don't know until they're in front of him. Like that's when they'll really realize. So I've been in front of him, and like he can constantly put that pressure. Like if he wants to walk you down the whole fight, he will do it. That's why I feel like a fight with him and Sean Porter would be crazy, because they're both,
Fireworks.
yeah, that shit would be crazy. Sean Porter is always giving exciting fights, but him and Earl Spence would be crazy too. Anyone that has that dog in them where they're not afraid to go back in and throw, that'd be a really good fight. Yeah. So I think, but Vergil's like very like, he's not overlooked. Like he's feared. People don't want to fight him because like they look at his knockout ratio, 100% knockout ratio.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
to have,
he
bro.
can punch, bro. I'm telling you, like he's like, so I know what Vergil has. So like I just can't wait for him to be world champion, bro, because he deserves it.
Do you think he's probably one of the most underrated fighters right now?
It's like, I don't want to say underrated
feared?
because like the ones who know type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like people
we
who
were
don't
just
know.
talking
But for
about how,
casuals, because
But like,
at the end
yeah,
of the day, for casuals,
oh, absolutely. Like
I
people,
feel like, it's because he's not so outspoken like
yeah,
everybody
he's not
else.
like that, but he's actually really funny because he's himself on camera, like when he does interviews.
Yeah.
So it just cracks me up. So like my homies that like would grow up in the boxing gym with him, like in Irving when he would train with us growing up, like one of my homeboys, Fabian, like had sent me like he was like, bro, I fucking love Vergil, because he said something like, he tried to say something in Spanish. He was like, fuck, man, I tried. Like he was saying that he just cussed. He ain't really a cusser.
he's a
either,
Yonosawa kid, bro.
Huh?
He's a Yonosawa kid.
I forgot what he said, dog. That shit was hilarious. Like, you seen Danny Garcia when he was like trying to speak Spanish in Puerto Rico. He was like, que sí, que no. That's all he fucking knew.
But it's because even us that like, I think I know proper Spanish pretty good, but sometimes when you're speaking straight Spanish, you forget so
Bro,
much.
it's because
like,
sometimes we speak Spanglish and we don't realize
Yeah.
we're doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Until we
That's
are
our problem, bro.
forced to speak. Like when I go to see my family in Mexico, I'm like, damn. And then some of the things like parquear isn't even a word. Estacionar. That's the word. Coche, car, but we say carro.
Yeah.
Like things like that is like, oh fuck.
The one thing that they would always correct me is se va la una, like instead of saying la una, I would say las una.
Las
Las
una. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the
Las
thing.
una.
Like you probably don't think is wrong, but over there they pick that shit up like that. But yeah, Vergil like has no Spanish in him, so like as in like he can't speak it. But nah, he's for casuals and stuff like that. He's not. He doesn't try to be flashy. He's the most like simple dude ever. He likes playing his guitar. He loves playing his guitar. Just chill. I think he games. I think. But it's funny because like everyone in his circle, they're crazy. Like they're always doing like funny like shit, like dumb gay shit. Like it's just like being like playing gay jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're hilarious. Like his coach is funny as fuck. We'll get on Call of Duty. Like they're all more out there. Vergil's just himself.
Oh wow.
Like he's real. He's focused.
And he's always been like that since
Since he was younger. Yeah. His dad's always, Big Vergil's always been like hard on him for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? But Vergil understands that. Like little Vergil understands that, and it obviously shows. You know what I'm saying? He's there for a reason. So like I got mad love for them, like the whole family. Yeah, we go way back.
Bro, what's it called? I was gonna ask you too, because we were talking about this too the other day, and we were talking.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned it too, that you were talking about it too. It was like your top 5 boxing movies of all time, bro. Because I know you recently watched Creed. I'm about to watch Creed. But you're saying some of it was a little fictional.
It's just cringy, bro.
Like, cringy.
So
I had never seen the Creed movies till like last week.
Oh, so you just started watching it to prepare for the
Well,
third
he
one?
hadn't seen the
I
Rocky
hadn't
movies
even
either.
seen the Rocky ones, bro. I
What
had
the
only seen the
fuck?
first one,
Oh,
just the
shit.
first one, bro. And I was
Hey,
like,
let me ask you something, because now that you've seen the Rocky
yeah.
movie, you've seen the Rocky movie.
So you've seen all of them
obviously.
now?
now I'm good.
Okay,
Now I'm
okay.
good.
What's the Rocky anthem to you?
I mean, everyone knows Eye of the Tiger. That has to be the Rocky
Up the
anthem.
stairs and all this shit.
Yeah.
Well, not to me. It
Or
wasn't
the
Eye
other
of the
one's like
Tiger.
flying high. Yeah, the one he's like running.
Yeah.
that one.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah,
To me,
that
that
one.
was the anthem, but people were saying that Eye of the Tiger is the
Most
one.
people do. You know what I'm saying? Because not of them, a lot of them have seen all of it.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like Eye of the Tiger is the one that stands out more.
But it wasn't Eye of the Tiger the one where he was already gonna fight Drago or whatever.
Yeah.
It was
So that
later
was
on,
the third movie
Yeah.
already.
The first one is whatever he be running.
Dun,
They
dun,
put it.
dun,
and
what's the
then-
name of that song though? I keep forgetting.
I think
the
it's
name.
like, damn. I think it's fine.
But I had
Getting
never,
Stronger,
I had
Getting
never
Stronger
checked
somewhere.
out the movies, bro. And then I was like, man, fuck it, I gotta.
Which one was your
catch up.
favorite one?
I want to say second or third.
Second or third?
Yeah, maybe the third.
Second one was really good. Shit, the first one was good too. But like, have you ever
Gonna
read the
Fly
facts
Now,
about like, what's it called?
Gonna Fly Now. That's
Gonna Fly. Yeah. Like he only had like a budget. Like I forgot how much he had to make the first movie. It was
Yeah.
like a stupid. Like it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Damn,
He had nothing to make with it, bro. And it's like,
played with it.
bro, he's like the picture of boxing movies. You know what I'm saying? They're like the name of
Philadelphia is
And-
the only known athlete is a fictional boxer.
I know,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
Motherfucker's got a statue and he's never find a day
Fuck
in his
Philly,
life.
bro.
Bro, like I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm not a fan of Philly.
But
bro.
I was looking at the movie and like seeing it now and thinking about like, you know, whenever it came out, I was like, I understand why it was so popular. You know, the working man, you know, the dream of
Italian,
like
bro,
yeah,
this and that.
nothing. Like it's the like it's the
Italian
American
standing.
dream and stuff
yeah,
like that,
type
right?
shit. So I was like,
So, okay, so Rocky movie to me the best one is number 4 by far the best one. The fucking soundtrack alone is just ridiculous. No Easy Way Out is my favorite one. I don't know if y'all heard that one. So that's whenever he gets in his like Lambo or in his black car and
That's
he like
when
drives
he's
off.
fighting.
He's gonna fight Drago.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of thinking, he goes on that drive and he like, you know, starts speeding, he's thinking and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that song right there, that shit goes hard. But
boy,
So
Drago.
Rocky 4.
so Rocky 4. Now when it comes to Creed, the shit that's cringy as fuck. And it's probably because I'm a pro, like coming from a pro fighter, like coming from me being a pro fighter, and my judgment is like, I give it a 6.5. That was my rate on the movie. 6.5. Right. It's because think about this is the first real Creed movie because every movie he's used Rocky this, Rocky that's a spinoff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand it's Apollo's son, but when did he even have? How did he have the baby? With it makes no sense. When was he born? When was she pregnant? After he died?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless she just had some of his sperm sitting in the
Oh,
fridge.
because they
You know what I'm saying?
from the second or third.
Yeah, like she had some of his sperm just waiting in the had in the freezer and shit.
Now that, yeah, because I didn't even realize that they have a kid because I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I forgot that they have a kid in the movie.
So, but yeah, so like to me, it was cringy because there's a moment in the movie, and it won't be like a spoiler, but like they do this cringy moment where, you know, he's trying to get ready to fight and stuff like that. Adonis is, and he's just like, he just dropping, or he's like in sparring, he's down on the ground. He starts, you know, the flashbacks of times he's gotten up, and he gets up, and he's like, "Hey, wait, we're not done yet." He takes his headgear off. "Come on, we're not done yet. Where you going?" I'm like, bro, no fucking fighter takes their fucking headgear off when they're getting ready for a fight. So you take your headgear off and now you're gonna be better? No, you're getting your ass whooped. Same thing's gonna happen when your headgear's off and on. Like, so that shit was cringy as fuck. And it was like oh god, like, you know when you see in movies and motherfuckers like are pacing back and forth.
Oh yeah.
So they like pace back and forth and they scream at each other. They're like, ah, like it's like some Black Panther shit. Like
Yeah.
they're like,
And then was that in the fight?
yeah, it's in the movie. It's in the movie.
But that was during the fight though.
During a fight, yeah. It's
Ah,
just,
hell no,
bro.
ain't nobody gonna do that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine
Bro.
two boxers just like
screaming at each other,
Ah!
bro.
Like,
Like
hell
who can
no.
roar the loudest and shit.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was
What
the
the fuck is this
worst.
shit, bro?
And I know, like, but I know one of the Mitt guys. Like, when we go spar at Headbanger Gym in DC. Shout out to Bug. Bug's like a real popular like mitt holder. So if you ever seen the mitt combination where Tank's on the mitts and boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, it's like a bigger dude who's holding the mitts. So Bug is like really well known, and they have this girl named the Mitt Queen. Not trying to bash on her though, but I personally don't feel like she holds the mitts good, because she doesn't like, she like slaps the fuck like.
I was just watching her because I don't know who she was, but
Yeah.
they posted a video of her and shit.
Yeah.
Because Michael B. Jordan was practicing on the mitts with her.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, she be
slapping
going and
the
like she's
fuck
like,
outta
god
your
damn, she's
gloves,
actually
like,
fighting the gloves. bro.
Yeah. Like, to me, that type of mitt work, it's just like, it's not beneficial. Like, yeah, I think the only thing I think is beneficial for it is just like honestly, cardio wise, boom, 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 and memory and just reaction, like trying to know when to slip, roll, boom, 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 just keeping your hands going, and it burns, it wears you out. So that's, to me, that's the benefit. But You tell me now you're not gonna be doing that in a fight. We're just like you're not even moving your head right. You know. But I've seen her hold mitts, and like I think the reason why she gets that big following is because she's an attractive woman she's pretty and she's thick. Like she's got thicker legs. She's thicker down here. So obviously when you see a woman.
Bro,
like
that's what made me click, and I was like,
exactly.
"Hold on, who that, bro?"
Exactly. See, like it got right.
Literally made me click because
Yeah.
she had a fat ass, bro.
So exactly. So that's what that's how it draws people in. But like, again, not a lot of people know. Like, but even you, like, you saw that, like, damn, she's kind of like. That's why I'm like, damn, Yeah. But yeah, it surprised me on some of the people that like he had brought in, or he didn't highlight more of, like. Sergio Mora is a commentator for DAZN. Like to me, he's like he's the best commentator on DAZN. And then it's like to me it's Sergio Mora, and then it's Todd Grisham. But Todd Grisham is more of like he talks more. He's not the boxing analyst. He's a talker. And then Chris Mannix, like I feel like a lot of people don't like Chris Mannix. So like, but obviously it's the cast. He gets those people in. But yeah, 6.5 for me. It just wasn't. This is like it was a very predictable storyline. Predictable. Very cringy.
I saw lots of tweets saying that there
wasn't enough boxing either.
The guy that he faced, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
The guy that plays King the Conqueror.
Yeah,
I forgot his name though.
He killed it and he kind of stole the show in the movie. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, like acting wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Michael B. Jordan's a good actor, to be honest.
Really?
He's like I
Hot
think
take?
he's not that, like
Not for real.
I don't
Is
think
that a
he's
hot take?
That's not like not. He's not that good of an actor. Like you can tell. I think when you're a great actor is whenever you're like, you get so drawn into the person you can't tell they're acting. Like I think when you watch Michael B. Jordan, you can tell, oh, he's acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I think in that movie, he does good in like the Black Panther movies and stuff.
He did. You know what? One movie I'll give it to him that he was a really good actor was. Damn, I forgot the name of the movie. I can look it up real quick. But it's the one that he's he was a lawyer and he was trying to take out a black guy that was in prison for like 50 years. He was wrongfully prisoned. That one, he was actually a good actor because that shit was like a deep ass movie. And then I was like,
but see, it's probably because I haven't really seen that side of like his acting, because I mean, I don't know, like.
No, yeah, I totally get what you mean by that. Yeah. By like, you can tell he's he's forcing the acting. But
I don't want to say he's good. How about this? He's not like a great actor to me. I think the praise is getting he's getting praised more for the storyline than he is for his acting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he definitely stole the show acting wise. He's a great actor. So I think of it like that. Yeah, levels to the shit, right?
Jonathan Mayers.
Yeah, there's levels to the acting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the movie was like, all right, there was no training, like real training behind it. Like I think that's the part that makes the movie exciting. And it's just kind of like a predictable. I feel like it's a very.
What do you give Southpaw? Like what type of?
Southpaw, the story was crazy. I think the story was really good. Now the part that I didn't like is like they called it Southpaw because he switched Southpaw at the last punch. Like that is fucking stupid. Like he's right-handed.
I never even realized that.
He's right-handed.
I thought he fought Southpaw the whole time. I didn't even actually pay attention.
He's right-handed.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's right-handed, and then he tells him, oh, when you throw this, you switch stance and throw from the Southpaw stance. So he like switches and. Like, this is why the fuck they call this shit Southpaw.
I didn't even realize it now that you're talking
so
about it, bro.
I feel like they named it just to name it something boxing related. And they're like, all right, when they wrote the shit, and they're like, oh, wait, how are we going to make it Southpaw? And they just are like, oh, do this. I think that's like low-key what they did.
Just fucking throw it in there, bro. His
training, a lot of the stuff, the training-wise, is like real boxing shit. Like some of the stuff, some things, obviously, again, I'm going to tell critics since I do this shit professionally. Like, I'm like, nah, it's not that. You're not supposed to do it. But it's like, I get it right. It's a movie. But storyline was great. The boxing was pretty good, and stuff like that. But to me, the number one boxing movie is Price of Glory. Price of Glory. Jimmy Smits is the main actor. The guy who plays Selena's boyfriend in the Selena movie.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. I don't know the actor's name.
Yeah.
But so it's a family. It's a Latino family that are based out in Arizona. And I believe they're in Phoenix or Tucson. I forgot where they're at, but they're a family. It's Jimmy Smith's the dad, his wife, and then three boys. Like so one, I think the oldest one is Johnny. No, damn, I forget. Sonny. The middle son is Jimmy, and the youngest son is Johnny. And it's just a really good movie because it breaks down what boxing is really like. And I think to me, I relate to it, so that might be why. But even besides me relating to it, even when I was a kid, that movie was great to me, and it still is to this day because it talks about it starts off with them being young and doing it as a family and going on trips and going to tournaments, and they got school, and hey man, your grades got to be good, being in the gym, and the hard dad being on your ass. He can be abusive and yelling at you, cussing you out, and he has his favorites, and he used to fight and had his dreams. So it's like all that. Then it goes to they get older, the pro game, the snakes in the business. This is a business, and I think that's why I was so wise at my age, being 18, wanting to go pro at 18. I had people talk to me about going pro, and I knew when motherfuckers were shady and snakes.
Yeah.
And bullshitting you because of that movie. So that movie to me, by far. Now,
So
the
to you
boxing
it's
wasn't
very,
A1,
yeah.
but still a great movie.
But it was very inspirational for you as well. So that's why it might have. Because I was gonna say, I mean, like to you, it might have, and I could see how it could be great because you're a boxer,
Yeah.
and especially because how real the movie is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of more
Relatability.
people would choose like the Rocky, the basic, but only because of the cinema type of deal where it's
Yeah.
like all those like I feel like a casual would have a hard time sitting through watching that movie.
Yeah.
Unless you're a really fan of boxing, then you'll watch that movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna watch it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Bro,
'cause
trust me. Like, I think because you got to, like, when you really look at what how it defines boxing, like, it's perfect, bro. Like, it really breaks it down and stuff like that. And like a family, like, again, going for that goal of being having, one of them become a world champion. Like, it hits home, but even me stepping out of it being from my shoes and me being a fighter looking in, like, it defines what boxing is. You know what I'm saying? So that The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
But that was because it was based on a true story on Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
On his brother, like his addiction and the drugs and stuff like that. The Fighter, Southpaw's really good. Obviously Rocky, like can't go wrong with Rocky. And then Hands of Stone. Hands of Stone. That's based on a true story on the life of Roberto Duran when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard the second time.
Oh
and
yeah,
he said,
yeah,
"No
yeah,
mas."
yeah. I've seen that one.
Which people thought that they would call it No Mas, like they would have said, "Oh, like No Mas," but I think if that they would have probably. I think they didn't go with that because they probably would just attracted like the Hispanic crowd. They wanted to be
as broad as possible. Yeah. Like to hit all the market, the whole market.
Yeah.
And shit.
So I mean, Hands of Stone is, bro. Because I guarantee you, not like at a moment in the movie where how he felt, he just wanted to like give up. Like it was. I think that's what a lot of fighters, they just get tired and the process is a bitch, bro. Like fighter just low key feel like man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck this. I can't do this anymore. I'm hungry. I'm fucking starving. I miss my family. Da 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 da. Like it's a mental game, bro. It's not a mental game just in the fight. Not when you're like even when you're in camp. Like even when you're just at home chilling. Like it's a mental game.
But what's your? Do you think so? And me, this is coming from like a fan type of view. Do you think boxing has stepped up its game on these type of new big fights that are coming up now? Now that they're seeing that the UFC, it's so easy to get a big fight every single other week. So it's like now boxing is seeing like, oh, we need to do this because not that boxing is dying down, but the popularity is kind of like evening out from boxing, and that's because, and I think personally, me, I'm telling you this as a fan. What I think is because of the same reason that like UFC, that what I'm saying is like you can create a great fight every other week. And in boxing, you can't really do that because so many promoters that have to co-align with each other. I mean, you saw how long it took to do the Ryan Garcia Tank fight.
Yeah.
Finally, a lot of big fights are coming up, like the Caleb Plant Benavidez, Lomachenko possibly fighting Haney. Then find Vergil coming back and then fighting somebody else that's going to be in the future fight will be big, which will probably be within this year too. So it's like, do you think boxing or at least the promoters are like, look, they're kind of like UFC's kind of taking a lot away from us in money?
No, I think because people like that, knockout, like, I mean, a lot of it's just white people, to be honest. It's like them like getting drunk and be like, you knock his fucking head off, like, But that's like boxing is more of an art. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why the UFC and mixed martial arts aren't in, like, that's not in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, it's an OG, boxing is the OG sport. It's always going to be the classic sport. Like, how many UFC movies, MMA movies are there that are, like, hits? How many MMA shows, like, are, like, there's one show that I saw, it was called The Kingdom, and that was a good show, but, like, it's never going to surpass boxing. Never, ever. I actually made a bet with a guy in 2014. I told him, bro, he's like, man, UFC will go wipe out boxing in 5 years. I said, bro, I'll bet my whole bank account on that shit. Damn. And I'm not even being, like, biased, because UFC has a league. It's a league. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a pond to fish out of with their fighters. So that pool, you're gonna see these motherfuckers fight all the time. Like, and one person, they lose their world title one day and then they get it again. They start crying, oh, we're champion, and then they lose it the next fight and then they win back. Oh, we're like, well, no shit, motherfucker, because y'all gonna fight each other all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like what's her name, Rose and Joanna, or whatever her name is, the Polish chick, Rose and her, like they fought what 3 times?
Yeah.
And how long? How fast did that happen?
That shit was like within a year, I think they fought. I mean,
but like that trilogy was fast.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, how many times did Rose become champion? To be honest, I don't know. But a lot of these fighters have won titles
Constantly.
back,
Yeah.
you know?
If they lose it, they come back again, or they lose.
And so it's a league. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, kind of like Golden Boy, like a lot of Golden Boy top rank Matchroom. You can be dropped just because you're signed with them doesn't mean you're signed there forever. They can drop you and hey, you're on your own free agent or not another, you know, people won't fall. But UFC, you see, I like how that is though. They do make big fights happen, but I feel like Mayweather tainted the sport with his zero loss, and he just kept doing that, waiting until fighters weren't in their prime, doing things like that, dehydration clause, doing things like that, to like pretty much so you can get that win. And so ever since then, people have just been so focused on that. And so
But
that's why
honestly,
people don't
I
take
think
fights.
I have a feeling that boxing, or like at least boxers, are changing that mindset in a little bit, just because they see how much the big fights bring in.
I think social media helps in a sense of like they can call you out.
Yeah.
Like they can have the contracts on paper. Like, hey, man, I took a picture. Look right here. It's on here. Like you fucking.
Where's
up.
your signature?
Yeah,
You
but a
ain't
lot
tryna
of it,
sign.
it goes to show though, like how much it's not the fighters. Fighters do want to fight each
Yeah.
other, but it's the business, like the greedy motherfuckers, which are the ones up top. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who are trying to get the money, you know what I'm saying? The
They want
promoter,
every little percent.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm saying like the UFC so much easier to create a great fight because it's one person making the decision is Dana White, and then his
But
group
you
of
gotta
team.
think about
but
it,
Dana
like,
White's gonna create the whole decision. And boxing is 4 or 5
because it's
big
just one
head
person to
motherfucker,
run through type of shit, right? To
Yeah.
filter through. You hear you got Showtime, you got the Zone, you got Oscar, you got Al Heyman, you got Leonard LB working over with Tank. So you have all these different things. Oh well, this doesn't match. Oh no, well we want the rematch. If we win, we get the rematch in the Zone. Nah, fuck that. Yeah. That's why fights don't happen.
And think about how long it takes them to send that. Oh, send that new. Send that new.
Fax me the
new
damn
deal.
contract and shit. Yeah,
And send that new
But-
deal.
but you gotta think about
Send
it.
it through pigeon.
Whenever you're in a certain pool, like things get repetitive.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
think about it like this, bro. It's like having the same lunch menu every week. It's gonna get boring and repetitive because it's the same shit. And like, you know, that constant build up for a fight. But that's the thing with boxing. You fucking lose, you take 5 steps back, and when you win, you take 1 step forward. Like that's the shitty part about boxing. But I feel like I said that's what I feel like Mayweather tainted that shit. With that whole like, oh, you lose, like, man, like UFC fighters, they lose and they bounce back and they lose and they're not afraid, like, fuck it. But now the whole boxing, the way they've
keeping
had
that
boxing
that,
is
that
like
clean.
yeah, like, oh, he's done, he's done, he ain't shit no more. Like, man, he fucking lost one time. Like, think about
look at Teofilo. I think it happened that to
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah,
Like
as soon as
he was
lost that
going through a
one
lot of
fight,
mental shit though behind like a lot of
but
shit.
but it became because of that one loss that I think his whole build-up was because he was he never lost.
Yeah.
and
But I think no, it was because when he lost to Campbell, but he was going through mental shit. I don't know if you saw if y'all watched that fight when he fought Campbell.
yeah, where he's like, am I even?
He was fighting with like emotion. If you watch that fight, you can see the way. Watch how he fought Loma, and then watch how he fought him. He wanted out there. He was going through some shit behind closed doors. But again, that's why you have to be a professional, regardless what you're going through. When Timothy Bradley fought Provodnikov, he was getting death threats when he beat Pacquiao because we were saying, oh, he was getting death threats. He was getting all kinds of shit. Him, his wife, because I think his wife was like his manager or like his
She was tied in with him.
Well, like kind of like the
His
whole
social media?
financial stuff,
Financial.
stuff like that, and yeah, again. So when he went out there, now I'm gonna fucking prove to them that I'm that fucking dude. And bro, he got fucked up that fight. Like he was for months. He was speech was slurred. Yeah. So like his speech was slurred. He was pissing blood for I forgot how long. Like he was fucked up, bro. Bad memory was shitty. Like he couldn't do shit. But he went out there with those emotions. So, anyways, so I guess back to the topic of it though. Like people are afraid to lose because that's it. You're done. You won't get the opportunity again. And they just kind of like push to the side. But you have your pros and cons. But to be honest, I think there's more cons to what the UFC is doing. Because like if John Jones fights some guy 5 times, yeah, they're gonna see it. But to be honest, I think it's boring. and you can't even enjoy the fight. Like I was talking to some kid today that I trained. He was like, "Did you watch the John Jones fight?" I'm like, nah, I saw some stuff, but I said, man, like I stayed up all night last night or that night to watch the fight, and man, it ended in like 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, you can't even enjoy it. You can't even enjoy the art. Like boxing, they set each other up.
Yeah, there's a lot of differences for sure in the sports, and I think people don't know how to differentiate it. And I think obviously UFC has that better way because you can knock them out in multiple types of ways. You can hit them with the headshot,
submission, the kicks,
all that,
knees, elbow, everything.
And bro, honestly, when I was saying, when I was thinking, I was like, when you started talking about the emotion, it brought me thinking. I was like, bro, John Jones is considered to be the GOAT. I don't think I've ever seen him fight like emotionally with any fight, and that's why he's what makes him so good. You know, when you think about all the greats, like they really don't fight with emotion like that.
Yeah, because you're a professional. You got to know. It's like I said, like a real pro doesn't get in their emotions. Like you don't let that consume you when you're in the ring. Because when you do, you're done. Like it's just you're wiped out. Your game plan is gone. You're fighting with when people who fight with emotion, those are the easiest people to read because they start showing everything because they want to fucking hurt you. They start cocking back. You start reading their shoulders. You start reading their punches. Like, oh, I can make you miss all day if you're mad. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting with emotion. You know, like Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought the first fight with Roberto Duran, like he was they were like talking shit in the lobby or something. They got into it, altercation. He was talking shit, I think, about his wife, and like Sugar Ray Leonard was pissed. Yeah. So he went out, fought, lost, and he beat him. He was like, he told him afterwards, like pretty much like, I got you, motherfucker. And he was like, he was obsessive over the fight. He wanted to fight him again, like fast. He wanted the rematch because he was like, that motherfucker got me. He got in my head. I won't let him get in my head next time. And then he beat him the second time.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think it was a good move? Well, not good move. Let me rephrase that. So you mentioned how Floyd really pushes the, undefeated, this and that. Do you think it was a good move that now it's in that mindset with boxing, or do you like how it was before?
I like how it was before. Now I'll be real. Like I never got caught into like watching old school fights, and I mean old school like before my time. Like
yeah.
I've never seen a full Muhammad Ali fight. I've seen I think maybe a full Mike Tyson fight, maybe. But I never got into that because I'm like the age of boxing, the era has just changed so much. Like I don't want to get caught in that. That's like low key like watching old basketball film. Like why want to watch over the game? The era is different.
Were you ever a fan of the Marcus Pacquiao? All the whole series of fights they had.
Marquez. I thought you said Pacquiao. Marcus Pacquiao. Who the fuck is that?
He's upcoming, bro.
Marquez Pacquiao. Yeah, that shit was badass. But it goes to show when you fight someone so much, like they know your shit. Like he knew he feints. He does a feint, step out and jumps in. And he timed him. But it goes to show, like, it's a mind game. Like he knew it's to that last fucking second. One punch can end the fight.
Bro, I lost money. I still remember with my uncle. I think I bet like 100 because I was like, man, Manny got it, bro. Manny got it. Ain't no fucking
bro,
way.
but it's funny. The motherfuckers die hard Marquez fans, bro. They be on his dick, bro.
No, what the fuck? Just seen that shit.
Yeah, bro. You didn't expect it because it was a fourth fight finally. It was like, like if you can't beat him in this fight, might as well.
Hey, my homeboy, he's really close with Marquez. So like, we I was talking to him about like Pacquiao. He's like, man, that motherfucker would get defensive because he knew he like, he started cussing me out and shit. Like, damn, bro, chill out. Because he trains with his coach.
Mama said that. Mama said that.
Right. But now, like, I think, like, I don't think that was a good move for that Floyd did that because it'd give us more fights. You know what I'm saying? More bigger fights. But even if that wasn't the case, it's these promoters. It's the networks it's the money greed. That's what's holding shit back. You know?
Did you finally see the Shell podcast with Flagrant too?
Yes.
Well, there's this UFC fighter. I don't know if you know him, Show. He would talk a lot of shit. He would fight light heavyweight. Talker? Yeah, best shit talking to UFC. But he was talking about how
more than Conor.
Huh?
Yeah, more than Conor.
More than Conor, bro. Like,
really?
Yeah, bro. Like videos of him.
But his shit talking, and he mentions about that how like he never cusses. He never cusses. So his shit talking, he gave an example like whenever he was fighting this Brazilian guy, and he was like. He's like, man, these Brazilians, they're living in a third world country. Like, they saw a bus, they thought it was a horse. They like it's more psychological, like how you were talking about. It's the mindset of like, really getting into you and throwing you off instead of like just dissing you with cuss words and stuff like that. So it's like 4D chess.
Yeah, it's like you're just pushing buttons, pushing buttons. You know what I'm saying?
That's how
it's just like, fuck you, you a bitch. Like,
that's just like, whatever.
It's all right.
Nah,
I don't
he
know,
would
man. I just
fucking-
love Connor's shit talking though. His just,
Connor's
it was
shit
just funny. It was funny.
I
to
think
me.
his accent made it better too.
Oh
Right.
hell yeah.
I need to see
because-
that shit because that shit was just make the best. I could watch it all day. I used to show him because my dad don't really like laugh at that shit, but my dad would laugh whenever he was talking shit to Jose Aldo.
Oh.
When he
Who
would,
the
like,
fuck is that?
and he was like, he said something
Oh,
like,
no, it
he
wasn't
was saying
that one.
something in Brazilian Portuguese like, Ujani, like, you know what that means? Like, pussy. And he just starts laughing and shit. That motherfucker's wild, bro.
Bro, he trolled the fuck out of him. Like he took the title and
Bro,
everything.
oh, yeah, yeah.
like,
That's the, like, he was
that's
going crazy.
like
That's
getting
the
into
one
the
thing,
head,
yeah.
bro.
Jose Aldo got in his head, and then that's why he lost it. He lost it, like,
Freaking
literally got knocked out in the first
seconds.
round, bro.
yeah,
With seconds.
yeah. He just rushed at him.
Bro, he hadn't lost in what years? Like almost 10
Yeah.
years or some shit like that.
Yeah, man, that
He was-
motherfucker's crazy.
And one
Yeah.
time that motherfucker got in his head.
I forgot
that's
who
it,
he. Oh,
lost
it was when he fought. I forgot his name. Eddie something Alvarez. Eddie, or I forgot his
Eddie,
name. was.
yeah.
Yeah, whenever he was like, I'd like to apologize. That's like, you know that.
To absolutely fucking
He's on
nobody.
that
Classic.
stupid again with Tory Lanez when he used in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that was even after he already had lost that time. I think he had lost already against Nate Diaz. at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
he already
I
had
was
lost
think that was
one.
the
for the
fight
dope.
after, right? Or a couple fights after.
What do you mean?
That's after the Nate Diaz loss.
Yeah, that was like after Nate Diaz lost. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
yeah.
became double champ after.
he was going for the
after
double
Nate
champ.
Diaz.
That was funny.
But bro, that's one thing that for sure, like what we're talking about, how getting in the head. He definitely got into a lot of fighters' head. I think that was his best tactic all the time, because when he wouldn't get into the head, that's when he would lose. And that was, I mean, maybe it's more recently because he went up. Also, he had a lot of injuries and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But after he stopped, I mean, remember when he came back and he was like being all nice and goody
With
goody
Dustin?
with Dustin, and
Oh,
then he got his
yeah.
ass whooped, bro.
Yeah,
he got
see,
his ass
that's
whooped.
what happened.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask y'all, who's y'all's like boxing and MMA crushes?
To me,
Because if you
I
think
would
about it, like
say-
low key, people feel like in sports like that, like you don't get attractive women. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's just I don't know. People
Yeah.
people feel that way, in like combat sports, because fuck they get hit in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to think.
like girls or guys. What you
Hey,
mean?
do your thing, 21.
oh shit,
Bro, like girls crushes, or boxing, not really,
Oh,
bro. I don't
shit.
know any boxing.
Nah, I'm talking about girls, bro.
Nah, it's
Shit.
because I was like,
I don't judge my boy, but do your
Alright.
thing.
I was like, I was just making sure,
Nah,
bro.
do you, bro. It's all good. Now
Nah.
I'll tell you. So like, I'll tell you mine. In boxing, Alicia Baumgartner, she's the one that fought Michaela Mayer.
Okay.
I was about to
She's-
say, because Canelo pretty cute, bro. Nah,
That redhead.
You like you have a
That
thing for
redhead
gingers,
boy.
huh? You like that red.
I like them gingers, bro. They're different.
And then UFC. I don't really keep up with UFC, but I know like there's Tracy Cortez.
Tracy Cortez. Oh yeah. She's going out with bro.
Is that the
I-
one
I used to fuck-
dating
Yeah, it's the
Bro.
what's it? Slap City?
yeah, Brian.
Yeah, but they
dating
split
Brian.
up, I think, right?
Brian. She's
Yeah,
dating
like-
Brian.
Huh?
Brian Ortega.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's her
no,
boyfriend.
Oh, okay, but I think they split up.
They
What?
split up already.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I
Let me
follow her on
back.
Instagram.
Let me follow her
What?
back, bro, because I haven't
Yeah,
followed her.
Let me
bro.
follow her back.
I thought you meant like follow her back, like she followed you. I was like, damn, what?
Nah,
Boy,
Like, damn, bro. Now stay on the guy side, bro.
he's a cold dude, bro.
Yeah, right.
Oh damn, yeah, she would delete that.
Yeah. Cause I saw in the
Just let me follow her
comments,
back.
about to
bro,
slide it.
she is so like,
Yeah, I know you just
Uh,
broke up with the white boy, bro.
dude. she
He's not
can-
really Mexican. Like,
bro, I'll take. She could elbow me, knee me. I don't give a fuck. Or she like choke hold me.
Yeah, bro. She's bad, bro. There's
She
another
can
one that was
fucking hammer
bad,
fist.
but she wasn't in the UFC. She's in Bellator.
Oh, she's Bellator now.
No. There's another
other
one
one?
that I know. She's
Oh,
Cuban.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Some Cuban chick.
Oh, never mind.
a
I'm
fat
talking about
ass,
some
too.
Australian chick. She's real pretty, but she's real hippie-ish. She's Australian. Her name's Janae Harding.
Jenny Hardy. Rose
Yeah,
could
she's
get it too.
real
Rose.
beautiful, bro.
Rose can get it
If she,
too.
if she grew out her hair, Rose.
You know who she looked like? She looked like the dude off of Toy Story. Sid.
Oh yeah, with no hair, yeah, bro. But you put no hair on her.
Oh, she grew her hair out.
Nah, but if
Oh,
you
yeah.
did, bro, you know what's
Fucking
crazy?
just
Have
slap
you,
the
have you
back
seen,
of the head,
have you seen
boy.
what they
Bah.
have you seen what they talked about her her and her trainer? Like
About
they
what?
have like a weird relationship.
Hey,
On
some, like,
sometimes,
what?
sometimes trainers low key like they be having
No,
that
because
shit.
they're dating. They're
Oh,
a
they're
couple.
actual.
But he became her trainer when she was only 12, and supposedly and whenever he was like 25 and she was like 18 or some shit like that. I'm not exactly sure what
some,
the
like,
age is.
grooming shit.
But he was like, yeah, we've been dating for like, oh, he was like 24 and she was like 19 or some shit, but like that. She was like, yeah, we've been dating like 7-8 years ago. So If he said that then that means they were dating since she was like 15, 14 type of shit.
The
You know?
math. He was doing the math.
So like doing the math is like, hold up, the math
Yeah,
ain't mathing,
hold
you
up,
know?
yeah.
The math ain't
Whoa,
mathing
whoa.
right now, dog. So
Oh,
like
shit.
they call him out on that too, especially because I think the last fight she had or the second to last fight she had, it was a really boring fight where like he was just telling her to like keep like pretty much running around the ring the whole time, and people were kind of like calling him out on that shit that she needs to change trainers and stuff, but she won't because it's kind of like their relationship, you know,
Yeah.
you can't really break that off. But then they started calling him out on that it was like grooming. He was grooming her and shit. I was like, shit,
That's sick, bro. That's sick and twisted.
Bro, I swear I see so many of these stories though, like with the teacher shit. Like it seems like there's so much like that shit going on with like grooming or all these grown ass adults trying to like mess with like kids and shit
That shit's fucking
on some
crazy,
like.
bro.
Bro, especially nowadays, I've been seeing like more fucking teachers having sex.
Did you
with
see
their-
that, bro? That the headline was so funny. It was like, teacher of the year caught with sexual assault or
There was
sexual
there was
harassment.
one recent one where she was like pretty. Like she was
Bro.
real pretty. And then like
Motherfuckers in
every
the comments
comments,
are
bro.
always-
I know, right? They're like, "Oh, poor kid, yeah, fucking poor kid, getting nudes."
Yeah, I know,
and
bro,
shit.
because guys, that's what we were talking about too. Not we were talking about. I was thinking, I was
Because
like,
would y'all
damn,
be
like,
if y'all were students, if y'all
like-
were dudes in school and teacher like a finance teacher was like, what would y'all be doing?
if she gave me the chance, I would smash. Dog.
Yeah,
Did that ever happen in y'all's high school?
Bro,
Nah.
I've
Bro.
had,
not that I know of.
bro.
I
was
have a crazy story about that.
what's it called? No, I had.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna say any names.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
No, I had teachers where like. I was
Isn't
like,
that what's the
damn,
name?
dude.
Nah, fuck you.
Nah, but
I know who you're talking about though.
Bro, there was like honestly there was like three.
oh, you talking
Cause-
about the guy?
stories,
that
yeah.
didn't, yeah, I know about that story too.
He was my teacher.
For real?
I'm not gonna say too much, but he was my teacher.
Oh, for us?
Yeah.
No, I was talking about
Like-
this guy that I know that dated his teacher, in Turner. From
Oh,
Turner.
oh,
Is that
oh.
who you were talking about?
Bro, the
I was
funniest
talking
one.
about a guy teacher.
No,
Oh,
I
Yeah, I've
know-
heard about. I heard,
There's a
yeah.
singer that I don't know his name personally. I don't know him, but I know he was from Turner, and he started
was-
dating his teacher.
Yeah.
And then bro, with my girl at
They're
that
married
time.
now.
Yeah, they're married now. They're married
What
now.
the
They're
fuck?
married now.
But
Bro.
That's
when
good
the-
for them, bro. Shit.
Yeah, hey, no, that's
Congrats.
what I said.
These things work, bro. These things fucking work. Let it happen.
I mean, I was like,
Nah,
'cause-
fuck with you.
'cause
Hey,
I
yo.
think-
I
I'm
can't
fucking with you.
co-sign
Nah,
that
I'm
one.
fucking with you. I'm
Bro,
fucking
because
with
the girl that the girl I was dating at the time showed me his story.
That's
Like
so
she told me
sick.
about him,
you.
and I was like, "What the fuck? That's crazy." And then I started teaching. I was like, "Damn, it makes sense." I was like,
Bro.
Bro, I still remember. So I graduated 2014, right?
Yeah.
And then I was in football with all the homies, and the homie would tell us like he was smashing the teacher. It was this science teacher, and she was like in her mid-20s, probably like 26, 27.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of already had the idea like she was kind of like a hoe because I was taking pre-AP classes
Yeah.
and my friends were taking regular classes, and that's what she taught. And then they were saying that once they were playing with the experiments and shit, and they spilled water, and then she was trying to help, and then that shit spilled on her shirt, and she was like, oh dang, I got it on my shirt. All right guys, just turn that way, and let me change my shirt let me change my shirt real quick. Bro, none of the guys turned, and she still just like took her shirt off and changed it right there. And then the homie
"Was
started.
she fine? The teacher?
I never knew her. Like
you
I never knew her.
You never saw her though."
No, hell no. Like I
He's
never
all
saw-
just.
And then
I'm trying to imagine her.
mid-20s, bro.
He's
And
like,
the crazy thing is,
Hey, tell me more. Tell me more.
bro, the crazy thing is, the only time I ever saw her was whenever they put up her mugshot.
Oh shit!
I
bro.
never saw her in the hallways, never saw her like ever, bro. And one of the homies was telling us like, yeah, he was smashing her. And this was at the time whenever the iPhones were like fucking popular, this and that. Bro, she bought him an iPhone and everything. Like, we're just like, damn, bro, like this is clutch. He's like, yeah, that dumb bitch bought me this phone, this and that.
dumb bitch.
And then the only
They
rea-
really are, bro. Because at the end of the day,
They're
we
yeah,
don't
because
fuck
like
the fuck
You know what
he
the
told
fuck
us
you're doing?
he's like, I just pretty much just like sweet talk her and this and that, and like her boyfriend wasn't paying attention to her and like all this shit, so it just kind of led to that. And then he
It can happen, bro, because in high school, guys are, even though they're immature, like they might look grown, you know.
because we were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
16 Yeah, 16 around that age.
And then
But-
nowadays too, honestly, like in our era and a couple years back, like some girls like grown women, and then guys too. Some of the motherfuckers like were older. Like damn, the motherfucker, like bro, you still in high school? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like
Big old people.
and women like they love younger.
They looked a
dudes.
lot older.
I used to be like a records aide, and I remember like some like not the people I was working with, but like some of the like administrative like ladies and stuff, like they would favor some of these guys because like they were attracted to them.
You would see
You
that.
know what I'm saying? And I heard one time some of these administrative ladies like they're like, oh my god, like he's like they were talking about he's fine. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like talking about certain students and shit like, oh he's fine, or like, you know,
Bro, it's crazy.
But it's crazy, bro, because to be honest, like women that like we're talking about, like the
Yeah,
teacher
yeah.
that won Teacher of the Year, and she was smashing this guy, like doesn't get as much as hate as a guy would, you know.
That's
That's
never.
not
That's
as
never
disgusting.
That's a double-
gonna happen.
that's a
To
double
society,
standard,
it's not
bro.
as disgusting, you know.
Nah, bro, it's
It-
it's a fucking double standard.
And to
like,
be honest, it's not.
And we see it's a guy, kill that motherfucker,
Yeah,
burn
bro.
him.
That's just crazy. Like it just goes to show, like it's just, like it's always focused around women. Like when it comes to a guy doing a crime on a woman, like it's always like it's beyond. Like I get it when it's something like physically violent because men are just normally like, but you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's hitting the nail on the point because like, as a guy, you're kind of aggressive, you know, in
Yeah.
the sense. But you know, whenever it's a girl, it's kind of like cordial. You don't know in the sense of like, was she raped?
But to be honest,
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah,
mind
facts,
it,
facts.
you know.
Huh?
Like I mind us
Wait,
being,
wait.
I mind it being
Give it a
harsh to
space
the
between
Right,
that.
like
right.
I mind it being harsh to the guys, but like
Yeah.
I feel like being harsh to the girls, like the teacher fucking the guy's student.
yeah, because
It's not really bad because
But at what point do you?
we
just,
know
like,
as guys
all
that
right,
we don't
hold
give a
up.
fuck.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like 12,
that's- 'cause
13.
they-
Okay, no, yeah. I would say like
14.
above 14. Like nah, that motherfucker can take care of himself, bro. Like
He
knows
grown.
what he was doing. He grown. He a grown ass
He
man.
knows what he wants, bro. Like so, and that's why like,
Yeah.
and I can say this as to why like it is bullshit in a way, but I can't defend it on the woman's point because, but this is where the women gotta fucking understand this shit too. This is when y'all take y'all's words on this shit. Don't be hypocrites. That's why y'all gotta understand that men' perspective on sex is just so different. For us, it's just physical and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like sex can create trauma for a girl or a woman. You know,
For a
so
guy,
when
it
a
can't.
man's older and stuff like that, like he said, a guy could be more aggressive and can and like do all kinds of shit. You know, but yeah, like you said, you don't know they're rape. Like a dude ain't gonna be like, oh, my teacher raped me. Like hell no, they're gonna be like, man, suck this dick. You know what I'm saying? Like
And to especially because the guys
She just
it's-
got me
it's,
hard.
eh.
bro, and Andrew
I
Tate,
slipped in.
Andrew Tate talked about this too about status, about how like it's always about status with us, and like bro, what is more gives you more
status.
Oh, status. Sorry,
Yeah, I was like, what the
bro.
fuck
I'm
is
even
status?
He's British now.
I've been listening too much to that motherfucker that I'm saying it that way too.
Who, Alan?
No, no, Tate. Andrew Tate says
Oh.
it like that, but
The British
The
accent.
Like, what the
British
fuck
way.
is status?
how do you say it?
Status, yeah, yeah,
Status.
That's like the
About
number
how
one
he
thing
talks
now,
about
bro.
status, about how guys care about that, but like, what's gonna give you the biggest status in school than them knowing that you're smashing the teacher?
That's what I'm
bro?
saying. Like that's why
Like, if
teachers
a
are
motherfuckers know that
stupid
you're
for
smashing-
doing that. Female teachers are stupid.
I was
mean,
about
both,
to say,
both,
well,
both,
doesn't
both.
it? Well, wouldn't that contradict it? Because like you're fucking a student, which is like the lowest of the status. No.
No, status for
Like
the guy.
for the,
for the
student,
guy.
yeah,
The
for
guy.
the
Okay,
student,
okay,
the
okay.
student who's fucking.
Yeah.
Bro,
They,
everybody's
and
gonna
you
see
gotta
him as
think
a
about
god,
it,
bro.
At
No,
that,
yeah,
people
yeah.
our age now and older, they don't know how to shut the fuck up and not talk. People love to gossip.
Yeah.
When you're young, it's hard. You're fucking be telling everybody everything. So
Look at
like,
the picture. Look at
you know,
the picture.
especially guys though, like especially guys in high school, when
Oh,
it comes to getting
bro.
pussy, like, or whatever it is, like most guys like, because that's when you like, that's a badge of honor, bro. You
Yeah.
fucking you smash. Yep, another star for you, bro. You got stripes
Mm-hmm.
on you, bro. You know, for days. Like, come on, that's how we were all in high school. Like, man, you know, I
Facts,
knocked this
yeah.
one bitch down. I got head from this chick. Like it's a badge. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? For girls, it's like, I feel like girls keep it low key longer than guys do.
Bro, and also I
saying.
think the reason we go harder on like guys that do that, like teacher guys that do that with the underage girls, is also because they're taking something sacred away from them, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, which
Well, I mean,
most
some
of the
of
time,
them probably might not be.
but yeah,
know?
you know, some not, but some are.
yeah,
Shit, we all knew those girls, bro, back in high school. But
yeah.
but what's it called? But at the end of the
We
day, that's what
all
I'm saying.
do.
For like guys like, bro, taking the virginity away from a guy is like really not that big of a deal, bro.
Yeah.
Speak
yeah.
for yourself. Nah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. I said
Nah,
that shit. I did that shit proudly. Nah, but like yeah, it's kind of like, bro. Yeah, it's you look down more on a guy because it's like, bro, you can't get no one your age, close to your age. You got to go down that low. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I feel like those people are just a little bit more sick and twisted.
Bro, that should be scary too. Like me, it's crazy because my daughter's not even a year, but like that shit's like, fuck, bro. The world is dirty, you know.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
a dirty world, and the whole
That's
grooming
why I don't
and
wish
shit
I get a
is
girl,
like,
bro. Like a girl, baby girl.
There's a lot of dirty
hope I
people
don't,
out
bro.
here.
Bro, like I would want a girl, but bro,
It's scary. It's scary to think about.
like I have my homeboy. He was like, he said, man, when you find out
Everything
like,
you did, they're gonna come back to you.
yeah,
Shit,
my
type
homeboy was
shit.
like, man, when I found out my sister was gay, he was like, yes. He was like, she ain't sucking dick. He was like,
What the fuck?
fuck that. Like, that's just the fears, like, God, bro, because
Yeah.
I know what I did with some, you know what I'm saying? I know my past, and
Yeah.
you know,
Damn,
like,
you think you don't even have sisters too, right?
thank God,
Nah, bro, it's hard.
Like
having
I've
sisters,
literally been around. I have nothing but like female cousins and aunts. I have nothing but aunts on my over here. So it's like
Oh, okay.
I never had to deal with that at least, and they were afraid to tell me and my brother. More me because like they thought I would like fucking beat their ass. I'm like,
Yeah,
who cares? That's y'all's business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna like it's. I hate that whole like, you know, when you meet people's parents. Oh, if you hurt them, I'm gonna get you. Oh yeah, sure you are. Fuck, like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do hurt them, what are you gonna do? Nothing. You know, so like that shit's just annoying. Like especially at this age, like man, we too fucking grown for that
We
shit.
grown,
like
yeah.
don't hit that whole like try to test me and da 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 da.
Open the
Like,
door with the shotgun. And
yeah,
shit.
like man, fuck out of
Look
here,
at it.
point it at me.
Have you ever seen Den of Thieves?
Oh, yeah.
when-
Oh, yeah,
when
whenever
that
they take him
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
garage and shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
to be
That shit was
honest,
funny as
there
fuck.
is a difference, cause like especially when like more for like him that gangbanging and shit is like nah, bro, you can't be doing
Oh,
that
facts.
shit.
No, that's a whole nother like. Oh, you think
Yeah.
you hard, motherfucker? Come on in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that type of shit, right?
Cause now you're putting his daughter in danger, cause you never know they might get
Exactly.
shot up or like might
Yeah.
get run a fucking.
Homie, like you know what I'm saying?
You
He's
always hear
selling and
stories
dealing,
about
homie
that.
selling
I was
and
gonna
dealing.
say run a drive-by on him, but in my head I was like run a train. I was about to say I was like I caught myself. I was like
Yeah,
oh, no,
you're
I'm
like,
saying
nah,
it
you
wrong.
can't. You definitely can't have her in there for that too. Fuck that.
Yeah,
You don't want
Fuck
that
that. Hell
either.
nah. She's gonna be part of that train.
Bro, I remember
Yeah,
a high school dog. Some motherfuckers like I'm not gonna say the race, but like some motherfuckers that were like friends of mine, close friends of mine. They weren't Hispanics, but bro, they would invite me to run trains on girls. I'm like, dog, hell no.
I heard that was big in your high school.
And
It's funny
yeah,
because
in my high
like you
school,
don't
yeah.
have to. It's fucked up, right? Isn't that crazy? Like you don't even have to say the rating. You already know. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yeah, bro. Like I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna say it, but they would invite me and shit. I'm like, bro, it's fucking disgusting, dog.
I
Don't
feel
invite
like
me
low
to-
key, that race and another race are like known for like orgies and like trains and stuff. But that race is more. They're more trains, and I feel like this other race is more orgies.
Yeah,
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 okay,
I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, I feel like Hispanics are
The swinger
less
race.
into that. Yeah, the swinger race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
cuckold race.
Like, yeah.
The cuckold. Nah, bro. But honestly, I feel like Hispanics aren't like that as or we're a lot less that, especially because our culture is not like that, race
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Yeah.
I
But
feel
shit,
like sex and all that shit, like shit is like, because I feel like we're a lot more traditional in our culture, like traditional with how you're
Yeah.
supposed to do things. And then like sex, I feel like is like frowned upon at a young age. Like they try to avoid that with you at a young age. Like they don't try to talk to you about sex. They try not to like. It's almost like they try to hide
It's
it from you.
taboo as shit.
You know, it's like, oh no, like what are you watching? I remember growing up, like we saw like scenes on TV, like where couples were kissing, like Everybody Loves Raymond was on, like Friends, Bernie Mac, all kinds of shit, like, and like anytime that shit would happen, or like, you know, my wife and kids, they get all intimate and sexual, like my grandma would like, ¿Qué estás viendo? What are you watching? Like, quita ese mugrero, like, take
They
that shit
always
off.
pass by whenever that
You know, I'm
Bro,
like,
I
God
swear
damn,
to
right?
God.
Every time they walk by,
they
with
would
that shit
always
on.
do that shit, bro.
motherfucker got porn on. What the fuck?
That little fucking horny ass little motherfucker.
I
But
still
yeah,
remember the
yeah.
first time I watched. I think the first time I saw titties on like TV, because you know how it was like rated R movie. The first time I saw was fucking Bad Boys 2.
I was about to ask
You
you.
remember Bad Boys 2? The scene where like, maybe it was Bad Boys 2. Maybe I had seen something else before, but Bad Boys 2. Whenever when they're in the. Have you seen that movie? Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
Whenever they're in the morgue. and then he gets in behind under like a dead body, and it's a big titty bitch.
That was your first.
That was the first time I was like, oh
It's
shit.
so
Well,
rude.
but not like alone,
It's
but I'm
paused.
saying like with friends, like family,
Yeah.
that we're watching the movie,
Yeah.
and I had always seen the movie, but in the TV, not the CD version or the one that were like showed everything.
Yeah.
So when I put that
Uncut.
movie, I was expecting to see the TV version of it, but I never knew that
Damn.
that
Part,
that
yeah.
part existed.
Yeah.
Until I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Whoa.
I remember seeing that shit. I was like, what the fuck? And then like my family was here. I was like, I felt awkward as shit.
Yeah, hell no.
As a little kid, you're like, damn, I don't know how
that's
to
the
react
shit
to
I
that
can't
shit.
watch. Like now, as I'm older, I can watch with my family and just laugh
Yeah.
about this shit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
because
I
it was a
remember-
funny scene too. But at that point, it was
That
like,
reminds me of this story. Whenever I put I chose the movie. I was watching it with my cousins and uncles, and I chose Wedding Crashers, the movie to watch.
Yeah.
And that scene whenever they're dropping all the girls on the beds, it's just titties flying
Oh,
out every
yeah,
time, like
yeah.
crazy. My uncles were
Man.
like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
You know what I think is so fun in that movie? The redhead chick that she's like, I'm gonna find you, that crazy ass bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun. She's hella bad. Even because she's crazy. Like, it's just crazy can be good. You know what I'm saying? But Wedding Crashers, now the one, I remember like one of the first times. I mean, I was younger, but again, like I said, the like sexual stuff was like, I remember some of the ones I remember the most though was y'all seen Role Models?
Yeah,
Model?
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Role
like
Models,
the
yeah.
one I remember the most because she was so fond of me was like, do you remember whenever they like went on that little camping trip?
With
And like that chick was married because he tried to holler at her and she's like, I'm married. And then they go on that little camping trip and she was like, hey, you want to do this? And then I was like, man, well, I thought you were married. She goes, now when I'm outside of this radius, like I'm not, whatever. And she was hella fine. And then like
that shit stuck with
someone
you.
like looks for him in the tent and she's like all like she had her titties out and I remember I was like, fuck, bro, those, my God.
Bro, all
bro.
those movies were for the fucking shit back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think they make movies like that anymore.
Nah,
Like Wedding
not anymore, bro.
Crashers, like that one,
They
Role
were-
Models. I think for Owen Wilson had all the rom coms, or like all the rom com movies type of shit. They don't come out as much
Nah,
as
not like
they
that.
did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you get canceled for anything, bro.
But it's because we could relate to it in a certain way. Now I feel like nowadays they're pushing a lot of and not to saying it's wrong, but they push a lot of those rom coms. There's always like LGBTQ plus all that shit.
But
That's what
even
I'm
the
saying, that's where it comes
storylines
from, the
now.
cancel.
And the
something.
storylines are still good. I'm not saying
No,
they're
I'm
not
saying,
good,
like,
but we don't relate to it.
The
anymore, you know?
storyline now with the rom coms is more like she gets cheated on or heartbroken and like they, this and that, compared to like it's the actual just story. Like Wedding Crashers, bro. It's a wedding crash.
Yeah,
fucking
and I think about
storyline.
like what 50 First Dates.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, and shit. I was like, it's a rom com. Just go with it.
yeah,
That shit was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things. Like they're funny ones.
yeah.
Shit, even low key, like We Are the Millers too.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Meet the Fockers too.
Yeah, like,
the Fockers or
They're
the Fuckers?
funny ass different storylines. You know what I'm saying? But it's all the same. Like I feel like if I've seen one rom com, I've seen them all.
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless like a based on a true story thing.
And
you
honestly,
know,
all the
or some
rom coms
shit
were kind of like the same, not the same storyline, but around the same. But the actors made it different too. Like Owen Wilson, fucking Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
Like
Vince
I recently
Vaughn.
watched the fucking I put on my story too. I recently watched the one that fucking Robert Downey Jr. made the blackface.
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. I recently
yeah. I
watched
love
that
that
movie,
movie.
bro. That movie is funny as fuck.
Tropic
dude.
Thunder.
Yeah, I
I think I've
It's
seen
funny.
it. I
you
think
never
I saw,
seen
like,
it,
the
bro?
first
It's
like
funny because
30 minutes. I think.
when you see the cast of how many big artists there were, how many big
actors.
were in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like back in the day, they were barely starting, or like they were kind of big, but not as big. Like Robert Downey Jr. was not as big because of,
No, he had just done Iron Man.
Mm.
but it was the start of the Avengers.
Yeah,
But I was
yeah.
like, bro, that's a big turn. It's a big difference. So it's
Yeah.
like, that
Yeah, I
motherfucker
think I
had
saw him
balls.
say something like he said something recently about like it was him or Ben Stiller or something like that about like the movie they did and the part they played and like they're not like they're
Yeah, it was Ben
They're still
Stiller.
proud
Because
of
Ben
it.
Stiller was
He
the
was like-
director.
He
of
was
it.
the one that directed it.
And he said, cancel culture was trying to get at him. That's why I watched it too, because of that quote. Because I saw it on Twitter that people were trying to come at him because of the blackface of Robert Downey Jr. And he was like, nah, like they tried to cancel it, that movie when I dropped it back in the day.
Yeah, I remember.
And I continued with it because it was artwork. It's not trying to be racist towards anybody. It's just fun. It's jokes.
yeah like, people just so
He's like, I didn't apologize then. I'm not gonna apologize now.
yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna.
yeah, I'm not, yeah, because that's
It's just comedy at the end of the day.
yeah, but that goes to show, bro, like what's been allowed then and what's not allowed now. Like
Oh yeah.
people still watch those movies now this day. Like it just goes to show like what society is pushing now. That's like, it's just,
And then not really society, bro. When you think about it, like 90% of the people really don't give a fuck about that type of shit. It's still 5% that makes so much noise that it makes corporations get scared that, oh, nobody's gonna watch it.
Nah,
well, I
but
mean,
some
I
of
don't
them
mean like as
some of them
society
have
as the
power,
people.
though.
I don't mean as society as the people. I mean more of like, you get people like, it's almost like a group of people that say this is like not right and da da da.
That's what I'm saying, but it's very
Yeah.
little group, but they're really loud.
But
When
Yeah, that's what I'm
they're
saying.
actually
Yeah.
powerful though. Like you look at some of the industries that they control, like from the medias to the cinema, like we were
But
talking
you
about.
almost
Like,
want to
yeah, but
consider
they've controlled.
society.
They've been in control for such a long time. What's changed now, though? Because they've been the same. It's been the
I
same
think
type
social
of control.
media is just.
That's what I'm saying. So
Everything
social
goes
media.
back to social media because they think about everything gets captured. Everything is a lot of things.
Yeah.
People tweet something fucked up. They get it on camera, then they post it on social media. It's on the television network. They repost it. Like someone screen records it. They record the shit. Like that's where they blast it. You know what I'm saying?
But I think those movie head people that make those decisions are kind of like stupid in a way where like if it's bringing this much attention and their people are trying to like cancel it and shit, I feel like it gets more views even
Yeah.
when
Like
that
now you're
happens.
just giving it more clout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like if they drop it, then they're fumbling the bag in a way because now that they're talking about it, even more people are gonna watch
Yeah.
that.
and that's a
shit,
good point. Like the main thing that they care about is the bottom line. They care about the money that it brings it in. So, you think about like you were talking about how, the social media is the one that controls how we're gonna react to certain things. I wanted to go see Creed, but there was a factor that I wanted to see it because everybody was like, "Damn, this movie's fucking good. It's good. It's good. It's good." So I kind of fucking fell into the herd. Like,
Yeah.
damn, it's so good. Let me go check it out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the society we live in. Like, you do kind of get influenced a little bit of
Yeah.
like
Because
some
you
of the
don't like,
shit
let me
things.
see what it's all about.
Yeah,
type of thing. It's like
exactly.
you see like this popular restaurant, people talking about it. Like that, what's that called? Portillo's or whatever the fuck it's called. The one over there.
with the shakes and this.
it's like hot dogs and shit
yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Or people say glizzies. Like all that shit over there is like ran the lines, like long as fuck.
Where?
Every time I drive by, it's in the Colony by Grandscape.
Oh, I've
By
never.
La
Oh
Cantina.
yeah, they talked
Yeah.
about it.
Popping, bro.
Yeah.
And I always drive, bro. There's like a fucking line circling the whole
Kind
huge
of same shit,
line.
same shit as Serious Pizza whenever it started back in the day in Deep Ellum and shit.
Yeah, and like think
how
about
big-
when In-N-Out came over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually it'll die down, but back to the Creed
herd
shit, right?
follows.
Like people, it was all off of Rocky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why people were so like built up off of it. But if you really think about it, like I feel like people are more tuned in with it because Michael B. Jordan is just like this. I mean, I don't know, like I guess an icon to some people, but like the first one was pretty. I think that was the best one. The first one was the best one in my opinion. The second one wasn't even because it was just like a storyline off of like Drago, and then everyone was like, "Oh, what's next? He's gonna fight Clubber Lang's son," and then like he's gonna fight everybody's sons and stuff. Like which I'm glad he didn't go that way, this route. But I think they were too focused on trying to make it look cool than it was to like focus on like a good story and the boxing. Like people want to see boxing.
Mhm.
Give something different, throw in different type of training methods, like, you know what I'm saying? He did a really good job of bringing like people like in the actual boxing world, but boxing people are the
Canelo
only
was on
ones
the
gonna
movie,
know.
right?
Boxing people are the only ones gonna know. Like
Mm.
again, like I said, Sergio Moore, Chris Mannix, the Mick Queen chick, Boog, Todd Grisham, Jose Benavidez, the fighter, Crawford was in the movie, Canelo was in there for a second, like all these different people, but you're not gonna know that much.
If you're not in that bubble.
What
Yeah.
what weight class is he fighting in the movie? Is it heavyweight or light heavyweight?
Yeah, I'm like,
Light heavyweight, yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, light heavyweight. I'm like, all right, whatever. And Jose Benavidez is like heavyweight too. I'm like, what? He's
Yeah,
fights at
nah.
147. I think he went up to 54 one fight. Oh, because he fought Danny Garcia, I think.
Danny Garcia. Yeah.
But yeah, like boxing movies, like for that one is like you can tell it's just like the new wave right now. People are just kind of on that shit. And then it's just like, so I do the personal training and shit, right? So this one kid came in and he started training one guy and he was like, man, I've been boxing because we get this shit all the time, bro. Like, I want to box. I want to take this serious. I want to be a world champion. I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? Like, just prove it. You know what I'm saying?
sign right here.
Yeah. It's just a lot of people say that shit. People aren't used to. People don't know how to commit to things in life. You know what I'm saying? So, and this shit ain't for everybody, bro. People ain't built for it. This kid like I was calling about doing trains. Like, yeah, like no, like my son's, he's Da da da. He's been doing it for 4 months. Like, and then the guy was like, all right. Like one of the guys that works with me, he's like, this guy coming in, da 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 da. I was like, okay, whatever. 4 months, we'll see. Or he comes in and he starts doing some, like, he starts training him a little bit. He's like, he wants to see. I just want to have him come in and see what you think about him. Da da da. He's like, man, fucking that's pay me. That's a fucking training session, you know.
Yeah.
So he ends up like doing an actual session, and this kid shows up in like jeans and some Jordan 4s. Like super. This kid weighs like 108. White kid, 14 years old. He's tall, but he's skinny, bro. But he actually doesn't like throw too bad for his first time. But he's like, I thought you boxed for 4 months. Like, you should be way more ahead of this. Yeah. And no, I watched YouTube video for 4 months. Like, oh my God, motherfucker, you watching YouTube shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like saying, oh, I've run a business for 4 months, but I've only been watching it on YouTube. Like,
hell no.
You know, I've been working out for 4 months because I've been watching workout videos for 4 months. Like, so it just shows like people just get caught up in because, you know, they see all this YouTube shit, this whole Jake Paul shit, you know, like they see that and they believe they can do it. But I'm like, honestly, I kind of low key like that because I'm like, come in here and learn real quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Learn the
hard way. Because you never know. One of those motherfuckers might be like on a different mindset and then be like, oh shit.
Like in a good way?
Like it drives the inspiration.
Oh, yeah. Something that drives, like for sure. Like it could be a good thing and you want that shit to be a good thing. Yeah. But most of these kids are stupid. Like they're just, they got to come in and they think that they have a false sense of security and they think they're, you know, like it's not gonna work that way. It's a lot harder than it looks.
And I feel like you could relate to that, like you said, to a lot of things. You know, personally for me, I run my business renting out my podcast studio. Bro, in a year I go through so many people that I'm gonna start a podcast, and it's like, bro, after 6 months, it's like
that's why they say like motivation is bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like motivation is bullshit. It's just a temporary feeling. They get motivated for a second, and then they're like, let me go back to doing this.
It's the when you don't want to do it because you're not getting as many views. It's like, fuck. Now that's when you get
really discouraged too. Like that's when you're like, all right, fuck it. Is it gonna like inspire you? Is it gonna push you? Is it gonna drive you? Or like because if it's gonna knock you down right away, then there's no point. Like,
but you know what? Why I also like that kid, like you said, he's been watching YouTube videos and all that, and he's the hype of it is because they probably see how bad some of these YouTube fighters are. It's like, I can do probably better than him because he's so trash. But they don't understand that those motherfuckers are famous from something else. They're just
they
in the card because they have they're not actual boxers, you know.
No, like if people forget too, like Jake Paul, like he didn't just go and train something. Like he has real fucking coaches and trains that shit, loves like does that shit. Like think about it, he fucking fought Tommy Fury's trash ass. That motherfucker's garbage. You know, he's
like compared
fucking
to
garbage.
actual boxers,
he's garbage as fuck.
And look how he treated him.
Like, bro, how you get dropped by a fucking YouTuber, you know? And but I'll tell you this, like Jake Paul isn't just an average YouTube fighter. Like the motherfucker can fight. Yeah, he can actually fucking fight, bro. Like, you know,
he's probably the best of the YouTubers, no?
Oh, by far. By far. Yeah. But he actually it's because he trains and like people think he just does work. Like all these other YouTubers don't train how he does and does it how he does. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually trains with these top fighters. He gets good sparring and da. Right? Like these other fucking motherfuckers are not on his level. Yeah. But like Tommy Fury, like, bro, how do you get dropped? Like now it wasn't like he got hurt and got dropped. He got popped, but like regardless, like that's his, and he got all emotional. Like motherfucker, you should have been like, damn, hey, if I was him, I would have been like, hey, bro, props to this dude. He's a lot better than I thought, even though he's just a YouTube guy. Yeah, he takes his shit serious, and hats off to him. But on my end, I did what I was supposed to do. And I should have blew him out the water because I'm a real boxer. Supposed to be a real boxer. But, hey, hats off. He did his thing. I clearly got to get back in the fucking gym because I got dropped by this dude. Like, you know, but Tommy Fury's trash. You know, he's even has his little, like, media thing because he was on, like, that little love show or some shit like that. Yeah. You know, so, like, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Same shit.
Do you think Jake could ever go professional in a way? Jake?
I mean, he's professional.
Well, he's professional, but like started fighting like actually fighters.
Boxers.
Boxers.
I mean,
because Tommy Fury, he's still not to me, he's still not.
He's a pro boxer. I mean, he has, you know, he's been up there. He's fought on like Matchroom and stuff like that. He lives off the name of his brother, but he's a pro fighter. Like, I would definitely wipe out the Ben Askren, all these other fucking fights way before. Okay, yeah, the last fight before Tyrone.
I'll say he's 0-1.
Tyrone, it was even like Tyrone in his prime
really
could throw hands in the UFC, but not there. But the first
especially
fight, his first real fight was actually Anderson Silva, even though he's not a boxer, and it still can still box.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
for a
also
UFC
old
fighter.
too, bro. He's
Yeah.
old.
Oh, you know what I'm saying.
You
So,
You could tell he was in the Anderson.
but
that
it
was-
goes to show how they did build him up the right way, though. They
Yeah.
built him up the right way. They moved him right. He moved forward right. Build him. Fight a guy who, but it goes to show like even that garbage ass motherfucker
put a work
still
on him,
beat you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's trash. You know, but it's somewhat like I saw some like memes. It was like it had some motherfucker surprised with his eyes popping out his head like Jake Paul when that overhand right don't work. Like he's like yeah, that's all he's relying on. Like just his overhand right, but he's a big motherfucker, bro. Like that's a big motherfucker. So yeah, it's just again it's this whole like social media shit.
We'll see who he decides to fight next. I don't think he's gonna go back to another boxer.
I think KSI.
KSI is gonna.
God,
go.
he will fucking knock him out. He will put him.
Who?
asleep.
KSI or Jake Paul?
No, Jake Paul will put him.
Yeah.
to
You think so?
sleep.
He
Oh
will?
yeah.
I think KSI has been avoiding it though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because
He will put him
KSI
to
hasn't really fought
sleep.
anybody too either, bro. Like he only fought Logan Paul. That was his best fight.
I saw a poster that he's about to fight now.
KSI?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
didn't see it?
again, all the fighters he's fighting are so like bad, bro.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'm
what
like,
I'm saying.
dude, I can do
And
so
even
much
then,
better work.
he has trouble with them.
But I think
motherfuckers.
they're just trolling.
No, they're just trolling. That
Yeah.
they're trolling. They're trolling because they put a mismatch. There's a mismatch event trying to happen where it's gonna be Mayweather versus KSI and Pacquiao versus Salt Bay or Salt.
Salt Poppy.
Oh
Poppy.
yeah.
But I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, I mean, it is exhibition at the end of the day, you know. It's exhibition at the end of the day, so it's not.
Yeah.
They're not.
But
going
like,
anywhere.
but the reason why I say like it is because like it's actually sanctioned by the like commission. It's actual
Mm.
sanctioned pro fight. Like, it's just
Pro-
the way we go get it for the commission and all them approve. Like,
I
they
think
approve it
Canelo's
same
the
way.
one that's been always been like, nah, they shouldn't have been approving this. These type of
Yeah,
fights
it's not because it's like it's ruining the
somebody
opportunity
gets
for-
hurt, then it's gonna.
Yeah, it's all
come
fun and
back.
games, so someone really gets like you know what I'm saying
Mhm.
killed. Someone can get killed for real. Like
Especially because
some
they're
of these
not
people that-
trained, bro. Some of these fighters that
Someone that
like
hits,
these
yeah.
YouTubers that are like turning their backs and shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
bro, like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
There was this one light skinned dude that they were like showing whenever I forgot what the meme said, but it was like this light skinned black dude, like tall dude with some like little dreads.
Mm-hmm.
He went in like the guy fainted him. He like swung down and like it looked fucking terrible.
oh
bro.
yeah, bro. I know what you. I
But-
don't know what you're talking about, but I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a lot of those that like
Yeah.
they swing so bad or like.
Fucking
you can tell
terrible,
as
bro.
a-
Like you could just a lot of people, bro. Like that's why a lot of people go to guns first. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't know how to fight, bro.
it's
It'll
so
blow
true.
your mind how motherfuckers don't know how to fight.
Do you think when it comes to street fights, Mexicans always like outshine other people just because we always have that? Even though your dad wasn't a trainer or anything, you always have that drunk dad that be showing you how to throw hands. At least
Oh.
when you're young,
It's just
bro.
like-
I
kinda
remember.
like
I
in your
still
blood
remember
type
my
of
first
thing.
recollection of like learning how to fight was from my uncles, or like they're like, look. Sit up straight, or like, how are you gonna fight if somebody comes
Yeah,
to
you're
you,
like, "Yes,
and
yes,
then you over
yeah,
here
yeah."
all dumb, like little, because you're young, little, you don't know
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
You're like over here trying to show them, like no, and then they put you correctly, and like swing, start swinging.
Yeah.
Like yo, you start learning how to fight since you're young because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how you're
'Cause
raised.
like, nah, you know, hey, no, what's the set pinche panochón, like fucking, you know, like
Yeah.
they tell you like, especially Mexican like men, the dads are like, oh no, you're not gonna be a pussy, like you know, you're gonna defend yourself.
And I feel like a lot of young kids are not being taught that way nowadays, bro.
Nah, bro,
Especially not
like,
here.
I'll see some kids that they think that they'll come in and they'll think that it's easier. They'll try to come in and take a class, or like they'll take a fitness class and they think they're the shit, or they think they got it, or like, oh, I got some
Yeah.
gloves, or like, oh my god, bro, like it's like, yeah, man, me and my friends spar in the backyard. I'm like, of course, yeah, sure y'all do. Like, y'all
Backyard
motherfuckers
boxing.
probably hella concussed. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking each
CT.
other up. Yeah, bro. Like, it's just that's why, like, man, that's the hard like disrespect. Bro, that's what Canelo's talking about. Like,
Yeah.
people don't know and they're stupid because they're like, bro, if you really realize like what the shit that we go through, like
Real
it's
danger.
not funny. Yeah, it's not funny. It's not fun. It's not games. It's like it's dangerous. It's dangerous as fuck. You know.
Yeah. No, but yeah,
Facts.
bro. One day with that, man, that was a fucking good ass podcast, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
long as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Topics.
anything else you want to talk about, bro? That you might be bringing up soon. Before,
anything?
like this could be cut out, but I'm saying like anything else that you wanna, anything that's coming up that I can,
the
you
music. I
can
mean,
promote.
it'd be music too. I mean, I don't know if that's
like
do that.
events.
Yeah.
Like, that you have, yeah,
Yeah.
promote it.
Promo anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
promo anything.
Yeah, I have a performance coming up soon, March 25th, and called the DV8 Studio. It's in Plano. The sponsors are Topo Chico and I think Business Lounge.
Yeah.
I think the girl who's running the show, her name's Sydney, and it's hosted by Jay Cruz from DD in the Morning, K104.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a cool show. It's a 7-minute set, but she's doing it the right way, man. Shout out to her. I actually wanted to connect her with y'all. she's really good, doing it the right way, like getting commission to artists, because a lot of artists don't get commission, they get screwed over. These upcoming artists, they deserve to get paid, because we're the ones that we ain't making that money like that. We put so much money in the studio time. So that, and then
Usually
I'm performing. They usually charge you to perform too. So, and then May 26th, I'm performing under again XB Valentine at Tulips at Fort Worth at Tulips. So that's gonna be another good show performance. Like last time it was dope. I brought hella people. I think I sold like 33%, 35% of the tickets.
Oh,
so like I packed that place out. Like you were there, right? It was fucking packed out. So I mean, I can't wait to perform again. So I mean, as for right now, is that, and then obviously I'm a personal trainer. So if anyone wants to, you know what I'm saying, get on that route, learn boxing, learn that, I do that too. So y'all hit me up, y'all follow me, Alex Rincon 95, and then all the other pages will go from there. You can find all my other shit. But shout out to y'all too, bro. I appreciate y'all bringing me in.
Man, it's always a good conversation.
Hell yeah, I always love being here, man. Y'all fucking make sure y'all fuck with them. Subscribe, follow Renaissance Podcast.
Let's go.
Shit.
Peace.